Football on Nash Icon 106.1 FM and at NashFM1061.com. Raider Football on 106.1 FM is presented by Raider alumni, including Mike Dubuque of Edward Jones, John Terrio of Malcolm Dinas LLC, Lonnie Smith of Garrity Sheet Metal, Matt Colasino of Crescent Power Systems, Eddie Corcoran of Allstate Insurance, lawyer Dominic Impastato of the Jefferson Parish Council, United States Congressman Steve Scalise, Tommy Flick of Timstar and Flick Distributing, Will Vanderbrook, CPA, Chris Hebert of Metairie Bank, and Brian Hebert and Bears Boys. Now let's head live to the stadium for the call of the game with Cumulus New Orleans and Nash Icon 106.1 FM Sports Director Ken Trahan of CrescentCitySports.com and former Rummel Athletic Director Phil Greco.
From historic Ted Gormley Stadium in City Park, it's Archbishop Rummel football as this afternoon the Raiders battle the St. Augustine Purple Knights. And a pleasant good afternoon on a pleasant afternoon in New Orleans. Ken Trahan, joined today by my good and great longtime cohort, Phil Greco. And we have the pleasure of welcoming Eric Held to the broadcast today, former Rummel coach, and, of course, now director of the Louisiana High School Coaches Association. Matt Sims will be along in just a bit on the field as well. On this glorious afternoon, a great rivalry is renewed between Archbishop Rummel and St. Augustine. Phil, great to have you back, first and foremost. And again, this is a series that's produced some trends, with winning streaks and such. But over the years, Rummel with a 34-22-1 edge, and the Raiders have won the last 5 over St. Aug. But you'd have to say the Purple Knights are the favorite here today.
Well, Kenny, there's no question about it. This has always been an exceptional rivalry, maybe sometimes a little bit overlooked by the people in the area, but Rummel has always played St. Aug well, even when St. Aug had great teams and it looked like Rummel shouldn't stay on the field. They've always managed to stay with them and play with them. So I think today's ball game should be about the same. I think Rummel will give a great effort against a very talented and well-coached St. Aug team.
Eric Held with us as well. Eric, great to have you. And, of course, last week the Raiders got humbled by John Curtis Christian. Of course, what John Curtis did to Acadiana kind of tells you how good the Patriots are. And you wonder about how you bounce back from something like that. You can go one of two ways. It's easy to say, but it's true. You can either just continue a swoon or you can bounce back. This is a program with character. I would expect that Rummel would bounce back and play well.
I agree with you, Ken. Nick Monica, in the shoes of his dad, Frank Monica, longtime Hall of Fame coach, and also working with Jay Roth at Archbishop Rummel, knows how to coach his guys and get his guys to come back from a loss like that. You mentioned John Curtis defeated the Raiders last week 36-0. They've been humbling a lot of people lately, so you kind of go in there and you look at it and you wipe it out and you come back and you say, hey, let's down the stretch here, let's get better. Let's look at this and let's find some ways to exploit the Aug defense, exploit their special teams, and figure out a way to move the football on offense.
Well, clearly this is a St. Augustine football team that has enormous talent. First of all, it is a huge team. Secondly, it is a fast team. Third, it's a well-coached team. This is a Purple Knight team that, to me, Phil, looks maybe as good, if not better, than any St. Augustine team since that fabled 2013 team that signed, 12, 13 kids that Rummel upset in the semifinals that year when Leonard Fournette was a senior. This is a really good-looking Purple Knight team.
I tell you, on the hoof, Ken, it's about as good-looking high school team as I've ever witnessed. And to top it off, you've got a head coach, and Nick Foster has only his second year, but his credentials to coming in, he coached at Carr for 5 years. He won 4 state. They won 4 state titles. He coached. He played under, and started coaching. I think for Don Watney and Jabbar Jalouk, who were, John Watley's Hall of Fame coach. Jabbar Jalouk, of course, is a great college coach right now. So he's definitely got the pedigree, and he knows how to use his talent. That's the thing that, watching St. Aug this year, that he really knows how to utilize his talent, and he has a lot of weapons to go to.
Yeah, just so impressed with what they've been able to do this year, but how they've looked doing it. I mean, other than the Carr game, and of course, no apologies there. Carr's done that to everybody. They've been lights out. They handled McDonough 35, a good team. shut out Landry, beat Zachary at Zachary, a statement victory if there ever was one. Handled Jesuit, handled Holy Cross. This is just a solid football team. It all starts on the offensive side, interestingly enough, Eric, with their quarterback, who's a really good player, Amari Cooper. He's blown up to 6'2", 185, a junior. I say that because he was at Rummel at one point, and he looked nothing like that. But, boy, he's grown, and he's really grown as a player. He's an outstanding quarterback.
He's grown into the position. Ken, going back to what you mentioned about the Carr game a few weeks ago, losing 49-7, I think if you're Nick Foster, draw the line through it. And certainly they've improved with wins over Jesuit and Holy Cross. Something that sticks out, Coach Greco mentioned it, as good a looking team physically as you'll ever see, getting off the bus, if you will. But they have 10 players of their 22 starters have offers from Division I schools, some commits, whereas on the other hand with Rummel, you could see as many as half a dozen players who are sophomores or even freshmen start today.
Still a young Rummel team, to say the least. Of course, when you look at their quarterback, Cooper, the Rummel transfer has completed 59.7% of his passes, 71 of 119, for 1,299 yards and 15 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. Clint Langford, the senior running back, Shaw transfer, is really good. They just have a host of wide receivers that are outstanding. They'll throw the ball, any number of them, including the senior Josh Jackson, the Brother Martin transfer with all kinds of offers, and Karaz Johnson, the son of David Johnson, the former St. Aug head coach, a brilliant student as well, who has a ton of offers. The defense is fast, and it's big. As for the Raiders, well, they're coming off of getting shut out for the first time since the state championship game against West Monroe back in 2009. Phil, that's a long time ago.
Long time ago, but I do remember that game. We playing West Monroe was unbelievable.
Not used to seeing Rummel get shut out. The Raiders are going to improve offensively. They've got to run the ball effectively, and, of course, they're going to need Casey Averard to play at a high level. When he plays well, they're pretty good. When he doesn't, it's a struggle.
He's got to protect the football. That's number one. He's got to protect the ball. And, third down you think is a big down, but first down, I think it's going to be real important to get you in manageable position to go ahead and continue your drives.
Well, you look at Averard on the year, and he's done some good work this year. He's completed 55% of his passes, 48 of 87 for 825 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4 picks. He's rushed for 193 yards and 2 touchdowns. Of course, Jaden Martin, the top ball carrier, good player, the junior for the Raiders, and Ruben Ramirez, the top receiver for Rummel. The Rummel defense has been tested most recently. They did get a boost with the addition of a fine linebacker and Calvin Sparrow recently. Of course, the secondary is the strength of the Rummel defense. Raiders taking the field. We'll tell you all about that. We'll check in with Matt Sims and more when we return in a moment. It's Rummel and St. Augustine, and we're back in just a moment here on 106.1 FM Nash Icon and at CrescentCitySports.com. Ken Trahan along with Phil Greco and Eric Held. Matt Sims will be along after we have the coin toss and such as we get set for the start of this one here this afternoon. St. Augustine colors being presented on the field as we speak, and then we'll have the start of this one coming up here shortly as we look forward to bringing that to you here between St. Augustine and Archbishop Rummel as we originate here from City Park and Tad Gormley Stadium. Homecoming for St. Augustine, so it's a special occasion for the Purple Knights, and of course they'll be celebrating that at halftime. St. Augustine will be in their purple jerseys, white numerals, yellow pants, yellow helmets. We pause now for our national anthem. Marching 100 of St. Augustine High School with the national anthem. Raiders are in their road whites today. White jerseys, white pants, white headgear with the R emblazoned on that helmet. Captains will meet at the center of the field. Then we'll head down to the field and check in with Matt Sims after that occurs. And, of course, Ahmad Gardner serving as a captain. What a great kid, and such a sad story to see his career end with another knee injury this year. Outstanding young man and running back, but he's still a captain. Tells you what they think about this young man. Ashton Stamps, Darius Davis, among the other captains with Caleb Purley and with Nathan Lusto. And the Purple Knight captains will also head to the center of the field, and that will encompass four outstanding Purple Knights. Jacob Dillian, Jeremiah Keppard are two of those, and the other are Keyshawn Grimes. The fourth captain for the Purple Knights is Tyree Adams as they head to the center of the field. These two great rivals, as mentioned, Rummel leads the all-time series. Rummel won last year 24-14. St. Aug, of course, as mentioned, won in the last 5 meetings. Rummel won here 2 years ago, but St. Aug won 8 straight in the series between 1983 and 1990. Rummel won 9 straight between 2000 and 2009 under Jay Roth. So some quirks in this series and some streaks that have taken place as well. Right now, Rummel the upper hand, but St. Augustine comes into today's game certainly with the upper hand in terms of how its team is performing at this point and off of its most recent effort as well, as the coin toss takes place at the center of the field. And I believe St. Aug has won the toss. And we'll get the official signal right now. Purple Knights win the toss. They want the football. So St. Augustine has won the toss, elected to receive. Rummel will kick off, and the Raiders will descend the north goal line here at Tad Gormley Stadium. The fourth member of our broadcast team patrolling the sideline, Matt Sims. And it's always great to have Matt with us. Matt, good afternoon. How are you, Matt? What's going on, buddy?
Ken, I'm doing great, and I tell you what, we talked about how rough of a game it was last week for the Rummel Raiders. The one good away from that is that it's hard to play any worse. And as good as Curtis played, we talked about it, some of that was aided by mistakes that Rummel made, bad reads, missed tackles. These are things that we know Nick Monica worked on all week for his team to improve on, and you definitely look forward to a much better Raider effort today, and they're going to need it against this same team that's loaded with talent.
All right, Matt, we look forward to your reports throughout the course of the day. Thank you very much for that update, Matt Sims. Rummel will kick it off, teeing it up on the left hash mark, far side of the field. Chris Wallace will be kicking it off for the Raiders, and he's had the ability to put it in the end zone at times this year, which, of course, is important and is a weapon for you. Twin receivers are deep for St. Augustine to get this started. Keyshawn Grimes is one, and he is flanked on the other side by Landell Caston. So we're ready to go. Wallace will take a 10-yard approach to the football to get this one started. The ball falls off the tee, so there you go. There's an ominous start for you. Ball doesn't stay where it's supposed to stay. Coach Held, a former special teams coach. Come on, man. Get the ball situated. Coach him up, man.
Keep it on the tee.
Keep it on the tee. That's right.
And here's the kickoff by Wallace. It is deep, and it's going to go toward the sideline out of bounds. So that's going to give St. Aug very good field position at the 35-yard line to get this started. 83 degrees at game time. And the relative humidity low at 48%. The wind not a factor at 3 miles an hour here this afternoon on a sunny afternoon in City Park. So the potent St. Augustine offense will take to the field with pretty good field position at the 35-yard line to get this one started, led by Amari Cooper, the outstanding quarterback. Clint Langford will be in the backfield with him. We'll have twin receivers to the left. We'll set the offense first chance we get. And a single to the right. Ball's on the right hash mark. Raiders will line up with a four-man front. St. Aug will spread you out much of the way. They'll go twins to either side is what they do here on first down. Calls for the football. Cooper wants to throw a quick out. It's there, and it's caught, and that's going to be a first down and more. Across the 45 and out to about the 48-yard line to the short side of the field. It's caught by Josh Jackson. First down, Purple Knights.
Just trying to, St. Aug just trying to get some positive yard there on a quick hitch. And I tell you, Rummel's in a 3-deep zone, and you have that hitch all day, Eric. You want it. They're saying that defense.
You've got to take it.
Jackson for 13. Here's a first down run by Langford to the edge. Shook one tackle, crosses midfield. Good run. All the way down to the Rummel 45. So right away the Purple Knights are in Raider territory as Clint Langford got through the first tackle, and then he was able to get 7 to make it second down and 3.
Missed tackle would have gave him a loss, but Rummel missed the tackle right there.
Ran line up at the line of scrimmage as they're apt to do. And they run it right with Langford. This time he fights forward. It looks like he's got a first down, picking up about 4 more. So right away, Purple Knights with a first down at the Rummel 41-yard line.
You gave him great field position by kicking it out of bounds. And, got it on the 35, and that's what you look for, to get the ball to 35, and that's what St. Aug ended up doing.
Going no huddle, going quick as they like to do. Are the Purple Knights on first down? Snap it. Gonna run it right. Langford finds a hole, broke a tackle, another big run. 8-9 more yards, and right now they're just lining up and able to gash this defense. Langford all the way down to about the Rummel 33-yard line. That's a gain of 8 more, and it's second and 2.
Taking advantage of that big, huge line, Eric, and just blowing them off the football.
Sure, Coach. And St. Augustine's in 11 personnel, 1 running back, 1 tight end, very run-heavy personnel grouping.
Second and 2. Cooper wants to throw. Sets up in the pocket. Lots of time. Deep down the middle and caught inside the 15. Down to the 10. First down for St. Augustine. Might be goal to go. That's Hubert Kalist. A lot of time for Cooper. Perfect throw. And it's going to be first down. They're going to mark it at the 10, so it's first and goal.
Big tight end across the middle. He found an open seam, and Mara just hit him right in the hands with it.
Quick snap. Rolling left. Looking, throwing flat. Dropped. Would have been a touchdown and incomplete right in the hands of the intended receiver, and he simply dropped the football. That was Monroe Dillon who had it. Perfect throw.
Tell you what, it was a great throw. I mean, and him being left-handed, and when he rose that way, he's got a big advantage.
So it's second and goal of the 10. A drop touchdown there for the Purple Knights. Set up at the 10 once again. Movement up front, and that'll be a flag on Rummel. Looked like the Raiders jumped across unprovoked. So that'll make it much easier. 5-yard penalty. We'll put it at the 5-yard line, where it's now second and goal at the 5. First penalty of the game.
Just a little too anxious right there. They had a little stunt going on, and they just jumped a little bit too quick.
Cooper the snap. Gives it off to Langford. He's going to march to the goal line, and he is in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Clint Langford. 5 yards out, and the Purple Knights score immediately to take a 6-0 lead.
Tell you, great execution that time by St. Aug all the way down the field. Throwing, catching, running the ball effectively. It was just a picture-perfect drive, and I know if you're a St. Aug fan, that's what you were looking for in the first drive, and that's why they took the ball first.
Davis Oliver Goodwin will try the extra point. Snap and spot. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Time out on the field. 10:05 to play in the first. St. Augustine 7, Rummel nothing. Back in a moment with Rummel football on 106.1 FM Nash Icon and at CrescentCitySports.com.
Your New Orleans 10-star elite dealers and Tommy Flick, Rummel class of 1975.
Seven plays, 65 yards, only a minute 55 to do it. 5-yard touchdown run. Clint Langford, St. Aug leads 7-0. The kickoff to the 16. Fielded there by Stamps to the 20. 25, upfield to the 30. Nice return by Stamps across the 35 to about the 37. Gives Rummel good field position with its first possession. And see the Raider offense, if it can answer here, Phil.
They're going to have to control the ball, but I'm going to tell you, you can't leave that St. Aug offense out there too long because they've got all the weapons in the world. So offensively, Rummel's got to control the ball and get down the field and put points on the board.
Raider offense on the field led by A.C. Avrard. And we'll start from its own 37 with 9:59 to play, 9:54 to play in the first quarter. Running back will be Martin. Purple Knight Band plays as loud as it can. On first down, motion across the formation, fake it, counterplay left, and shaking one tackle and going down after a gain of 3 is Martin as he goes left to about the 40-yard line on a counterplay. It'll be a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
You know, Jaden Martin's had a good year. 98 carries, 468 yards, Kenny. He's had a good year, but he's going to have a great day today to help the Raiders.
2nd and 7 at the 40. Raiders will line up. Split a receiver to either side with Ramirez in the slot. Wide side, the right side of the field. Purple Knights with a 8-man box here. Showing blitz as they like to do. Give it off. Martin tries to bounce it outside. Still trying to bounce it outside. It's not going to happen. Great pursuit. He stacked up and stopped. Probably no gain.
Yes.
Martin, nothing inside. Tried to bounce it outside. Just really didn't have anywhere to go. He did get 1 yard, and it's 3rd and 6.
And it's hard to run laterally against a defense like St. Aug. They're going to run you down. You've got to hit the hole, and you've got to try to find a seam somewhere and get your shoulder square and get straight up the field.
Mark it at the 40, so no gain officially, and it's 3rd and 7. Avrard will be in shotgun with a receiver to either side. St. Augustine playing press coverage. Avrard wants to throw. Sets and throws. Dropped. Right through the hands of a wide open receiver, Ramirez. And that'll force a punt. So can't have that wide open on the play.
Those are the kind of plays that really hurt you because you could have kept the chains moving and kept the ball away from St. Aug. And that's a very rare drop by Ramirez.
He's had a real good year, but struggle there, obviously. Wallace to punt it away. And the Purple Knights will have a single receiver deep. That's Karaj Johnson. Bad snap, bounces to the kicker, and he got it off. Ball bounces to the 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I think they got it at the 1. Great effort by Ramirez to hustle down there and save it on the field of play. The officials discuss it. I think they're going to mark it at the 1. So Ramirez, who had the drop, just hustled down there. Eric, you're a special teams coach. You got to like that.
Absolutely. Now St. Augustine started the -1. Sometimes when you have a punt come up short, you get a giant roll like that, just like when you mishit a kickoff and your coverage team slows up and then your kickoff returner gets a big gain. Sometimes things, when you least expect it, they work in your favor. You see that right there.
Yeah, 8:30 to play in the first. Purple Knights get it back with a 7-0 lead at their own 1-yard line. Really moved the line of scrimmage first time they had the ball. Quick snap. Langford runs inside. He broke a tackle again and gets 5 on the play. And again, When you're in that tight defense and you're giving up 5 straight up the gut, that's a problem.
That is a problem. And, right here is a great golden opportunity. If Rummel can get a stop here and get the ball on the punt, they'll have great field position, but they've got to stop them here.
2nd and 5 of the 6, quick snap. Bobbled, the handoff, it's on the turf, but Langford gets it back. The handoff was botched. Really to his side, he never really had it. That enabled the defense to react, and that's a loss back to the 3-yard line of 3 yards, Eric.
Big play. It's set up by that punt where you down it at the 1 and you hope that your opponent in St. Augustine makes a mistake and it has a self-inflicted wound. Sure enough, they did. Now you got him in 3rd and 8.
Let's see if he goes deep here and just tries to air it out.
3rd and 8, quick snap. He's going to run it inside right. Broke 1 tackle, but he's tackled, and the Raiders get a big stop. A gain of about 3 to the 6-yard line. So the field position pays off here, and Langford gets 3 to the 6, and St. Aug will have to punt.
That was a great turnaround right there for Rummel because they were sort of on their heels on that first drive that St. Aug had, but then drop pass, but then knock it dead on the 1. Did not allow first down. Now they should get good field position.
Ashton Stamps will drop deep. He's standing at St. Aug territory at about the 45-yard line. Punter standing 8 yards deep. Fumbles the snap, picks it up. He's in trouble. He's going to go down. That is going to be a safety. The Raiders get on the board on a safety on a botched punt attempt. Punter bobbled the snap. Didn't look like a bad snap. Caleb Blanco couldn't handle it. And Rummel's on the board, and it's 7-2. Eric, what did you see there?
Sometimes when you're the punter and you go out there and you see the goalpost right behind you, you lose focus a little bit. I think, as you mentioned, the snap was fine. He just bobbled it and had to eat it for a safety, but it's all set up by that punt that they were able to be down at the 1. Talking to Coach Monica before the game, he said, I feel like we may have an advantage in special teams, and we've got to dominate in that phase of the game in order to have a chance today. Well, they're going to get great field position again right here after the kick after safety.
And this is, if you're a Rummel fan, this is exactly what you wanted to hold them, and it's even better. You get a little icing on the cake with the safety. And fortunate for St. Aug, he didn't fumble the ball because he was trying to run around. When you're in a situation like that and you know you got no chance to get it off, the smart thing to do is just take the safety.
So a 7-2 game as a result of the safety, and Rummel will get the ball back, and it should be good field position as mentioned. And we'll see if they elect to punt it or kick it. I would guess they'll kick it here.
These are things you work on, Eric, during the week, kickoff or punt after a safety, so you don't have any confusion on the sideline during the course of a game. So it looks like they're going to kick it off.
Yeah, it looks like they will use the place kicker to handle this. Davis Oliver Goodwin. Stamps will be one of the 2 deep men for the Raiders. Looks like Anthony Thomas is the other freshman. Tee it up at the 25-yard line. It's a 7-2 ball game with St. Aug on top. And here's the kick, and it's going to be fielded on the move by Stamps at the 36, upfield 40, 45. He's at the 50. He's at the St. Aug 45, and he'll go down there. So the Raiders will have it on the plus side of the field with 6:41 to play in the first quarter. 7-2, St. Aug on top.
Good job on the return, staying behind his blockers and getting as much as you can instead of trying to bounce it outside. I thought he got about probably about 5 to 8 extra yards by just keeping it tight like that.
One of the most underrated things there, Coach, when you talk about the return getting downhill, getting upfield, it's almost like inside zone on your kick return.
Exactly.
Get what you can, one cut, and keep it in. You can't bounce it out because of St. Augustine's speed.
Twin receivers either side, open formation for the Raiders. Martin is the running back, and Avrard's in shotgun. Purple Knights will play man-to-man virtually all afternoon. They'll get after you up front. On 1st and 10 at the Purple Knight 45-yard line, Avrard the snap, fakes it, throws it, incomplete. Tried to throw the quick slant, which was well covered on the play. The coverage of Jeremiah Keppard. Pass was intended for Evan Berg.
On that particular play, as a receiver, you've got to force guys outside, starting with outside, to break sharply inside, give your quarterback a little window to throw in. And St. Aug did a great job on coverage right there.
2nd and 10 at the Purple Knight 45-yard line. Avrard again in shotgun. A single receiver left, Twins right. Snap it, he's going to roll right. Looking, throwing the out, and that's caught by Berg, and a first down. Evan Berg well-timed, well-thrown ball, and a gain of about 12 or 13 yards.
Smart to roll him out there a little bit to get him away from the rush. And it was a good route. He was open on the sidelines, and he made an accurate throw and gets Rummel first down.
Give him 15 yards for his first down for the Raiders. Berg with the catch, 2 sports star. Just a sophomore. This is a young Rummel team with a very good future. Looking for a good present right now against St. Aug. Here is Avrard in shotgun. Wide side, left side of the field. Tight end's tucked in left. Now he slots that way, and they're going to give it to Martin inside. Martin crosses the 30, fights to about the 28 for a short gain of about 2. Running inside is the Raider offensive line. Nathan Lusto, Jamar Jones, Evan Stevens, Caleb Hurley, Peyton McDonald. Tight end Xavier Powell is out, not playing today. Hopes to return next week, dealing with an injury. Sam Smith is the tight end. So it's 2nd down and 8 at the St. Aug 28-yard line for the Raiders. It's 6:01 to play in the first quarter. 7-2, St. Aug on top. Snap it, stretch play left. Martin, knocked down, no gain.
Good job by St. Aug on pursuit right there. The linebacker did a nice job of sliding over and making the play. You don't see the stretch play as much as you used to. You used to see it. It used to be the favorite play of a lot of teams. You don't see it very much now.
Pritchett on the tackle. He played it perfectly. So it's 3rd down and 8 for Rummel at the St. Aug 28-yard line. Could be 4-down territory. We shall see. Receiver to either side. Avrard tells Martin what he wants to do. Lines up this time under center with Ramirez in the slot right. Quick snap, rushes on. Avrard's in trouble. Got away from one, won't get away from the other. He's sacked. No gain sack on the play, but he was under pressure immediately. Shane Peyton Hodges, who's been brilliant, is on the tackle, and that's a sack for no gain, and it's 4th and 8.
You had a blitz on and you had a play fake, and that's the worst time you can call a play fake is when they've got a blitz on because it takes a little bit more time to throw, and it gives the defense an opportunity to get the throwing lanes and get to the quarterback.
Well, it's a sack for no gain. It's 4th and 8 and the 28, and Rummel's gone for it. They go with receivers, twins to either side. Oh, you feel that blitz, you think about a screen pass or something of that nature. See what St. Aug does here. They love to come at you. They're coming again. Avrard stops, throws outside. Open man caught. At the 15, it's Berg again, and a first down. Evan Berg coming up big early in this game. He's got a gain of 14 to the 14. First down, Raiders.
Nice job on the route. He turned the guy hips and was able to run that out route just perfectly. And credit to the quarterback. Avrard made a great throw right there.
Did indeed. With time, he's able to deliver it sharply to the right sideline. 1st and 10 of the 14. Drive is alive. Rummel's been good on 3rd and 4th down this year. Conversion rate. From the 14-yard line, snap it, fake it. Avrard keeps it. Got a great block. He's at the 10. He's at the 5. He scores. Touchdown, Raiders. Great lead block on that play. Knocked the defender straight back, Eric, and that sprung the hole wide open for Casey Avrard. Rummel takes an 8-7 lead.
Getting the quarterback design run into the game plan really big. If you're going to have success here against St. Augustine running the football, remain patient with your running game. Don't give up if you're only gaining 2-3 yards a pop, and get the quarterback involved in the run game. Great
Wallace
job
for the extra point attempt. Berg, the holder, good snap. And the kick is up, and the kick is good. So with 3:46 to play in the first, Rummel 9 and St. Augustine 7. Big 4th down conversion, Phil.
It was huge. I tell you, really a perfect throw and really a tremendous route right there by the receiver because, like I said earlier, he got the defender turned. And once you get him turned and you're running out right, you've got the advantage. All the quarterback had to do was just get him the ball, and he did it in a really exceptional way because he's been getting a lot of pressure, Eric. And he handled it well on that drive.
And Berg's a recent baseball commitment to Tulane University.
Yeah, really good baseball player. I do their games, and he's just a sophomore. He's a good-looking baseball player, just like Ruben Ramirez, among others, and he shows you what his athletic ability is all about. 9-7 Rummel. At the 3:46 mark of the first half, Wallace will kick it off. Twin receivers deep for St. Aug. First when he kicked went out of bounds. Takes a very long approach to the football. bangs this one high and deep, and that is a touchback. So touchback, that's what he can do, and he hammers that one into the end zone. St. Aug will start at its own 20. With 3:46 to play in the first. And again, the Raiders up 9-7 in this one.
That was really huge for Rummel there, Eric, to go ahead and get that score. Converting that fourth down was really a nice conversion that kept the drive going.
Absolutely, and as Ken mentioned, the Raiders on offense on 3rd and 4th down have been great converting those 3rd and 4th down money downs.
Here's Cooper wanting to throw on first down. Steps up, he could run. He's buying time, he's rolling out. He's going to be hit and dropped for a loss of 1 on the play, and that will be good pursuit. That'll go as a sack, and getting there and making the play for the Raiders was Chance Joseph.
Really a nice job right there by the secondary. He had no place to go with the ball. Finally he had to break out, and Raiders got him for a loss. 2nd
and 11 after the loss of 1. Cooper giving instructions. Wants to throw, pump fakes. He's going to throw deep down the sideline. Contact there, incomplete, flag down. That'll be on Rummel, and that'll be 15 yards and a first down. You can see the contact. They went with the pump and go. And a clear call to be made here will give St. Augustine a 15-yard penalty and a first down against Finister. Finister, a 4-star prospect, youngster who's really good.
I tell you what, when you're playing defensive back and you're isolated on an island out there, you'll do anything. And he was fighting, and he had pretty good position, but just got his hands on him too quick.
First down to the 34-yard line. Second penalty, 20 yards on Rummel. Purple Knights getting better field position here. Now at the 34-yard line, St. Aug operates. Snap it. Counter play right. Langford has got room, 40, and he runs it out to about the 43. Offensive line doing the job there. Langford gets 8 or 9 on first down.
Good job of blocking by St. Aug. They've been handling, for the most part, Rummel's defensive lineman.
Not a big front for Rummel, and a younger front too. 2nd and 2, quick snap. Run Langford right. Crawls through the hole and gets the first down. Just snuck under defenders and gets to the 45. A gain of 3 and a first down, Purple Knights.
It looks like St. Aug, can run the ball pretty much, Eric. It will. It's just a question if they're going to have enough, discipline to do that.
Exactly. Yeah, when you can control the line of scrimmage in this fashion, that's what you want to do, is run the football. On 1st and 10, fake it, going to throw the slant. It's almost caught and then almost picked. Through the hands of the receiver, Dillon, and then through the hands of a Rummel defender, Davis.
As hard as that ball was thrown, I'm not sure Jerry Rice could have caught that one. That was a bullet, and it had to be to get there. But don't blame the receiver on that one.
No, that ball came out hot.
Yeah.
2nd and 10. Run it left. Bouncing it outside. This time not happening. Good defense. Stopped. Maybe a loss on the play of a yard. Different ball carrier. Tackle made by Fred Banks on the play. The ball carrier was Tyler Hayes.
Good job of Rummel that time on setting the edge, Eric. They set the edge really well and wouldn't let anybody outside of him when he tried to bounce it.
Put St. Augustine in a 3rd and 11 situation. Not a lot of calls on your call sheet, huh, Coach, for 3rd and 11?
To the 44, 3rd and 11 for Purple Knights. Their own territory. 4-man rush, back to pass Cooper. He's going to throw it deep. Jump ball coming, sideline incomplete. That ball's well covered by Finister as they tried to throw to the deep sideline route to the St. Aug side of the field to Karaz Johnson. But again, good coverage.
Great coverage.
And that'll force a punt.
It was man-to-man all the way because they brought some pressure by the defense. It's man-to-man, but they're getting back. I remember going to clinics and people say, Coach, what do you do on 3rd and 15? I said, well, run a play, then punt. That's what I normally do. That's what everybody does.
Get back to that first stick at least.
Yeah.
Stamps will be the deep man once again. Makes Oliver Goodwin the punt. He fields this. Booms it away. It's an end-over-end kick. Going to bounce. Takes a St. Aug bounce inside the 25 and will be killed at about the 24 of Rummel. And that's where the Raiders will start this possession with 1:26 to play in the first quarter. And Rummel up 9-7.
Good job by the Rummel defense there. I tell you what, they bent a little bit that time, but they didn't break. And They overcame that 15-yard penalty on pass interference to get St. Aug to punt.
Well, it's one thing I like about the high school and college game is no spot foul. It's pass interference, 15 yards. The NFL drives me nuts with that, man.
You're right. I'll tell you what, that's one rule they should change.
And not a guaranteed first down on that either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
From the 24 of the Raiders, Rummel operates. Avrard, the snap, wants to throw a quick one to Ramirez in a flat. Caught at the 20, looking for a block, 25, 30, 35. Steps out of bounds near the 34, they're going to say, I think, near the first down. Let's see where they spot it, but there is a flag down as well. And we'll check that. Looks like it's coming back. It's a good-looking play and well blocked, but the block in space apparently was the problem. Again, still waiting for, you're going to call holding against Rummel declined. Chop block Rummel accepted. So 2 penalties on the same play against the Raiders, hurting themselves early in this game with infractions. That's a 14-yard penalty to the 10-yard line, puts them in the soup.
Yeah, you can't get behind the chains like this on a good team. And, Rummel just needs to take their time and not try to press things here. Try to methodically, get some yardage.
Good idea to get the ball to Ramirez in space. He can run, but 2 bad blocks on the play. Going to run it inside. No, they're going to throw the slant. It's caught on a bobble at the 20 and upfield about the 23. Bobble, but caught it. Strong throw. Catch made. And a gain of about 13 on the play. That was the tight end Jake Burmaster, the junior, on the catch.
Very well designed play right there. It's a, dump route to the tight end of the inside receiver there.
And we have a St. Augustine player down with 56 seconds to play in the first half, so that'll stop play after the 13-yard completion up to the 23-yard line, which certainly helps Rummel a little bit in terms of getting a little bit more manageable here. It's going to be second down and about 12 yards to go after the penalty here. And Matt Sims is down on the field, so let's see if we can check in with Matt and get his perspective of what's happening thus far. Matt, go right ahead.
Yeah, Ken, so far a stark improvement for the Raiders from last week. Even though they're outsized on the offensive line, the defensive line doing a good job of holding their own and not getting pushed back. And on the offensive side, you're seeing the same thing. The offensive line is really attacking the defensive line, trying to make some space for the offense to make plays. So already so far in the first quarter of this game, seeing a stark improvement from what the Raiders put forth last week against John Curtis.
All right, Matt. Appreciate it. Thank you very much. Player off the field for St. Aug, and now back to play we go. 2nd and 12 at the 22 after a 12-yard completion. Officially, final minute of the first quarter. 9-7, Rummel on top. Single setback. Snap it. Give it off to the setback. He tries to cut back. There is nothing. He's going to lose a yard or 2. Back to the 20-yard line. As the ball carrier that time was Norman Taylor. And there's a brilliant play by Pritchett once again. Pritchett's really good. Loss of 2. It's 3rd and 14.
St. Aug corners right there were in pure man. They were looking inside the receiver, and they were in pure man, which makes you tend to believe they had something going on up front.
3rd and 14 at the 20-yard line. Almost going to wait and probably let the quarter expire here. That's what the coaches are pointing at the scoreboard. So this will be the end of the first quarter. At the end of one quarter, it's Archbishop Rummel 9, St. Augustine 7. Back in a moment on 106.1 FM Nash Icon and at CrescentCitySports.com. 3rd and 14. Rummel at its own 20. Ken Trahan, Phil Greco with Eric Held and Matt Sims. Shotgun Avrard the snap. Avrard under pressure, throws it outside the flat, caught at the 20. Trying to cut back, but nothing happening. Maybe a 5 or 6 yard gain, a punt coming on the catch by Norman Taylor. Gets him to the 25, and yet another flag thrown in the backfield. Personal foul face mask on St. Aug. That's 15 yards. What a change here. That is going to be a first down for Rummel because it was 3rd and 14, Eric.
Rummel was definitely going to have to punt after that play, and this will give him a first down. Ken, just looking at the average starting field position after they traded 3 possessions, St. Augustine started at the minus 19. Rummel minus 38.
Yeah, big difference. Rummel needs that to have a chance against a really good team here. That's a 15-yard penalty, the first. Well, no, they're going to say now that, okay, they stopped for a moment. He signaled personal foul, so it can't be. But I'm trying to figure out the penalty here. How does it end up being a 20-yard penalty? It ends up at the 40-yard line. That's 20 yards, guys.
Apparently it was from the line. They marked off from the line of scrimmage.
I guess. So it's 20-yard infraction to the 40. First down Rummel as a result. Avrard, the snap, gives it to Martin on a counter. He's got nowhere to go. He somehow squirts through 3 tacklers and gets 5 yards out of nothing. He was hit immediately and somehow got 5 yards out of that.
Yeah, that's what good backs do. If they're hit, they're going to go forward and get some yardage. And he certainly did that. He turned actually no gain into about a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, it's been tough getting any room up front other than the quarterback keeper when you have the extra blocker, which you might see more of. 2nd and 5 at the 45. Twin receivers left, single right, wide side left side of the field. Avrard the snap, fakes it, wants to throw it, and it's thrown incomplete. Tight window to throw it to, and incomplete as they tried to get it to Wallace. Coverage was very good by Michael Malone.
It appears Rummel thinks they can throw some slant routes on him. They've tried it several times. St. Augustine has done a good job of covering it.
Yeah, 3 for 6 Avrard, 41 yards, 3rd and 5 now at the Rummel 45. Receiver to either side of the field. Avrard goes under center this time. Stops, throws, and it's incomplete and falls to the turf. Off the hands of Berg. Hit his hands. It was up. A little high. Took a big hit, though, in the process. And another good job by the Purple Knight defense. And that's that man Pritchard again. Boy, is he a good football player. He's been all over the field. And that'll force a Rummel punt.
One thing on those slant routes as a receiver, you're going to get hit in the ribs. Right? If you catch it or you don't catch it. So you might as well catch it.
Might as well,
anyway, yeah.
Single receiver deep. That's Garaz Johnson. Wallace stands at about his 30 to punt it away. Good pass from center this time. And Wallace hits it short. It's going to bounce at the 22 and take a nowhere bounce. Goes backwards, actually. Goes out of bounds at about the 25. So not as good a result this time on the punt. Purple Knights get it back with 10:53 to play in the half. And Rummel up 9-7. Purple Knights, of course, love to operate with no huddle. Rummel, one of the keys for Rummel in this game is to possess the football. Haven't done a great job at that thus far. Purple Knights will go with a trip set right, single receiver left. Cooper shotgun, takes the snap, and he fumbles the ball, picks it up, but it's wide open. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40 steps out of bounds. I mean, he dropped the ball and still runs about 35 yards on the play. So you talk about a play being wide open. I think there might have been a flag on the play, though.
Got an official coming over.
And they're going to talk about this.
They're moving St. Aug back.
They're going to wave the flag off. All right, so no flag at all. St. Aug has got a huge gain here on Cooper. He might have scored had he handled the ball clean. There was nobody there.
I don't know.
Nobody.
When he dropped the ball, Kenny, it may have froze the Rummel defense to give him an opportunity to get outside, too. And so whatever it is, it worked well for St. Aug on that particular play.
32 yards to the Rummel 43. Big play for St. Aug.
Stack receivers here.
Snap it, run it inside, cross the 40, running hard about the 36. That's a gain of 7 more yards straight up the gut. Again, they've been able to do that. They've been better up front early in this one. You have the Purple Knights. Langford running hard. Quick throw outside, caught. 35-30, got a block. First down, 25. Down about the Rummel 22. Another nice play for the Purple Knights on the completion to Josh Jackson.
They ran that same formation, that bunch formation, that stack formation, and they saw that the screen would be open on that play, and that's why they ran it. Got to run it again now, the wide side.
Back to pass Cooper. He has all day. Nobody near him. Finally rolls and throws, and it is incomplete. Could have run there, but he elected to throw it, and it was incomplete. So it's going to be 2nd and 10.
He had a guy open right there. Probably should have been a completion, but you know, when you're playing against a team like St. Aug, sometimes you have to make your mind up. Are you go cover? Or are you gonna play? You know, play a little bit looser. And it's always tough when teams can run and throw.
2nd down and 10. Run it left. Langford cuts it back. Good yardage across the 15. He's down about the 14 for a gain of about 8 more. 3rd and 2 on the gain of 8. At the 14, quick snap. Langford runs right. Langford first down and more at the 10. He's at the 5. He's got a 1st and goal inside the 5 at the Rummel 4. A gain of 10 more. Just chopping holes and running big is Langford.
They're just dominating Rummel's defensive line right now. I mean, their offensive line is doing a great job. They go so fast it doesn't give you time to catch your breath.
Quick snap. Run Langford. This time he's going to be hit and stopped. Short gain, if any. Stopped at about the 4 for no gain. Good job defensively by Robert Vaughn. So no gain at 2nd and goal at the 4. St. Aug threatening to take the lead. 9-10 to play in the first half. 9-7 Rummel on top at the moment. Big back in the backfield. He'll get the ball running left. Looks for the cutback. It's here at the 3-2-1 and touchdown. Touchdown Purple Knights. That is Moses Gray, the 205-pound junior. His first carry results in a touchdown, and St. Aug takes the lead 13-9.
That was a very impressive drive by St. Aug. Of course, it was aided on that long run, you know, by Mark. Really a nice drive.
Extra point attempt coming. Snap is good. Spot is good. The kick is up. And the kick is good. Timeout on the field with 8:57 to play in the half. And St. Augustine on top of Rummel 14-9. Back in a moment with Rummel football on 106.1 FM Nash Icon and at CrescentCitySports.com. The lead at 14-9. They go 8 plays, 75 yards in just a minute, 56 seconds. Moses Gray, his first carry of the game, is a 4-yard touchdown. Purple Knights lead it 14-9 with 8:57 to play in the first half. Oliver Goodwin will kick it off. Stamps and Thomas will be deep for Rummel.
Big series for Rummel this this go round. They need to answer, or at least get some first down to flip the field position.
Kick is a ground ball fielded by Shoreman. Well done at the 25-30. 35, nice job. That's Ramirez. That's a pretty good short man getting it back to the 40. Maybe your fastest guy fields it on the bounce, and he gets it back up to the 40. So, once again, Eric, good field position. That's been the case for Rummel.
You knew going in off of that, it's something that you needed to get a little spark for your offense, get great field position with the short kick. There you had the squib. Great decision. Field it. If it's hot, let it go through to your deep returners. If you're in doubt whether it's going to go deep, field it, get what you can, get up the field, get great field position, get your offense started.
Rummel's had only one effective running play thus far. They have to find something consistent on offense. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Martin will be the running back. They'll go with twin receivers left and a single to the right. Tight end tucked in on the right side. Spurmaster. Avrard shotgun. Motion Ramirez into the formation. He gets the ball. He's going to be snagged for a loss. Hitting the backfield. It's just too much penetration for a slow developing play to work like that. A loss of 2 and a 2nd and 12.
Yeah, it was a good job by St. Aug's defensive front. They got penetration, and they forced him a little bit wide. He had really nowhere to run the football.
When you're running it horizontally like that against a team with so much speed defensively,
very difficult.
It's tough.
Yeah, they haven't had anything in the run game except for the quarterback keeper. Like I said, I'm surprised having gone back to that. 2nd and 12 at the 38, at least at this point. Because Avrard is a good runner. Twins left, single right. Avrard, the snap, is going to roll left. He's going to stop and throw, and it's incomplete. Trying to get it to Ramirez. And Berg over on that side, too, but throw off the mark, and it's 3rd and 12.
Inside receiver just tried to run a little flag route, and St. Aug had it really over the top and underneath, covered fairly well. Now you got a big 3rd down here that Rummel needs to convert.
Yeah, Rummel's going to struggle to put its defense back on the field this quickly against this team. Today's coverage on Crescent City Sports brought to you by the Lamarck Motor Company in Kenner. Lamarck Ford, the #1 Ford dealer in the Metro New Orleans market, must be a reason. 3rd down and 12 for Rummel at the 38. And Avrard the snap, but flags are everywhere. That was awful looking as the snap came late and everybody moved. That'll be 5 on Rummel, so now it's 3rd and 17. And that's already 4 penalties on the Raiders for 39 yards. They can ill afford to make mistakes and have a chance in this game.
No, they can't. You almost have to play never a perfect game you can play, but you got to play an error-free game as much as you can to give yourself a shot against a team like St. Aug, who's got that kind of talent.
3rd and 17. Raiders at their own 33. Very difficult down here. Trip set left, single receiver right. Snap it. Avrard retreats under pressure. Wants to throw a middle screen. He does, but it's smothered. St. Aug is all over that. They read it perfectly. Pass was caught, but hit immediately was Martin at the 35. He picks up 2 yards in a punting situation.
That middle screen has been very good to Rummel over the season. Kenny, it made some great plays out of it. In fact, won a ball game against University with it, but I'm sure St. Aug practiced that real hard.
You think? No question about it. Punting situation, Wallace stands at his 20. Single receiver is deep. That's Johnson standing at his 20. Plenty of time, and his punt has gone nowhere. Straight up, sideways, not much at all. Bounces at the 43 and caught. That's just a very, very short punt. It changes the field position dramatically. St. Aug will get a much shorter field now with the momentum and with the lead, 14-9, with 7:22 to play in the half. And you wonder if this Rummel defense can hold up now. St. Aug just punishing them up front, running the football.
Yeah, that was a short punt like that. I'm sure, looking over the game plan and the game, what the coaches were going to do, they expected to win the kicking game. Just didn't get a very good punt off there.
So at the 42-yard line, Purple Knights will operate when play continues with 7:22 to play in the first half, and it is a 14-9 ball game. Matt Sims on the sideline for us here this afternoon, and Matt, obviously things have changed there, and St. Aug's winning at the line of scrimmage in this one thus far.
Yeah, Kenny, they really dominated on that offensive series for Rummel. On the running play on first down, Rummel, guard and the tackle both pulled, but it's just taken too long to develop for them to get to their blocks, and it's allowing St. Aug to penetrate right up in between them and blow up the play. I think their philosophy and their scheming for how they're going to try to block the defenders is going to have to be something that's much shorter and quicker. They just simply can't run these pull plays. St. Aug is too fast, and they're blowing them up.
Thanks, Matt. Purple Knights will start at the 42. Their own 42 with great field position after the stoppage in play with 7:22 to play in the half. And the Purple Knights with a 14-9 lead.
If you're Rummel right here, this is one of the crucial times, I think, in the ball game so thus far that you have to get a stop and not go down 2 scores. And this is very critical for the Rummel defenses. They need to step up right here.
From the 42-yard line, Purple Knights operate with a covey of receivers, 3 to the right. Snap it. Hooper wants to throw it. Has time, steps up and throws. Perfect throw and caught. Now they're going to say out of bounds or no, he's in bounds. He caught it at the Rummel 49-yard line. Well thrown ball complete to Grimes to the 49, a gain of 9 yards on the play.
They're lining up, Eric, in that stack formation, and they run a bunch of combination routes there. And, you know, just picking the one that's open. It's really a good scheme.
It is, and I think pre-snap they have a few different things. One thing, they're going to fake the screen and throw a rail route, which they tried to do right off of that screen play the next play.
2nd and 1. He wants to throw it. Hooper has a lot of time. Stops and throws deep down the middle and incomplete. Would have taken a perfect throw. LSU commits Stamps covering Josh Jackson on the play. Good matchup. Pretty good throw, but incomplete. We're going to get a holding call against St. Aug, so Rummel may have to accept this and push him back.
That was a good little battle right there. Good job by the receiver, running a good route, but Stamps right on him. What a good defensive back has to do, being in his hip pocket, he was.
So it's going to go all the way back to the St. Aug 37. That's a 14-yard infraction. Again, the spot foul on the holding call, which I don't like either.
You need to go to the officials meeting one time when they do the rules and explain it to them.
But do you like it? I think it's
the NFHS rules meeting.
I know. I just don't like spot foul, man.
I hear you.
Yeah.
2nd down at the 37 of St. Aug.
Blitz.
Pressure on. Cooper rolls away from it. He's got room. He'll throw it, and it's incomplete. Again, he broke containment. Could have run, but he elected to throw.
Well, he was being chased pretty hard by the Rummel defender right there. Probably made his throw a little bit off.
Yeah, Raiders had a blitz on. So it is 3rd down at the 37-yard line. Hooper lines him up. He'll be in shotgun, 3rd and 15. From the 37. Takes the snap. Pressure on. He gets the throw off wide open. Caught at the 40, 45, and just short. St. Aug might go for it. They get it to the Rummel 49 where it's 4th and about 2.
That was a, play like that. You give them a little bit of cushion, but you can't give them too much. It's like St. Aug's going to go for it.
Nehemiah Phillip on the catch.
Like St. Aug will go for it.
I thought they would.
Or try to.
I think they'll go for it with the way they've moved that line of scrimmage. And I think he got it.
You get a break right there when they get the holding penalty.
Yeah.
Then you
still can't get the stop.
Can't get the stop. I mean, that's frustrating to coaches, believe me.
Well, he was wide open on the previous play. And now a Rummel player is hurt on the first down, so we'll have to wait for that to sort itself out. Gain of 2 to the Rummel 47 and a first down on for 4th down play. For Langford, who continues to run it well. He's got 59 yards rushing already in this game. And St. Aug keeps the drive alive with 6:36 to play in the first half. And Rummel, which doesn't have a whole lot of depth up front on defense, will have to deal with an injury here. Trainers are out checking on the injured player. Cannot identify him definitively yet. They've had to move some people around up front because of the numbers and and lack of players. And there's a lot of things when you look at this program, how good Rummel has been and how close they are to being back to where they were when they were an annual state championship contender. It starts up front, Phil, doesn't it? I mean, you have to be good up front. They're not quite good enough up front at this point to be that type of team.
You have to be experienced up front, and you have to have, some guys that on the offensive line that can, knock people off the ball, and defensive line that you can hold your own. And I think that's the key. That to me, defensive line, Eric, I don't know how you feel about it. I think that's why the SEC dominates this country, because they have the best defensive linemen in the country.
And those defensive linemen that you see in the SEC on TV every Saturday are extremely athletic. You give a basketball to a guy, and you see a 6'3", 330-pound guy, and he can dunk. Yeah. Amazing.
James Roosh, the injured player for Rummel, limps off the field. Don't know that we'll see him again soon. The senior, who was another one of those guys they had to plug in on that defensive front. So they're thinner even now. 1st and 10 at the Rummel 47 for the Purple Knights. Spread formation. And back to pass Cooper. Cooper's got time. Cooper's going deep. He's got a man there. That pass is caught. Inside the 10. He's down to the Rummel 7. Perfect throw and catch. 1st and goal, Purple Knights. Cooper delivers it to Karaz Johnson.
That was a tremendous catch right there. Coverage was there, but he just got up and went up and got it.
Here's a run to the end zone, touchdown. Flag. Purple Knights score right away, but there's a flag down. Langford scored. We'll wait and see. It's holding against St. Aug. That'll bring it back.
Rummel's had two holding penalties against St. August. Really, put them in pretty good position there. Mm-hmm. Let's see if this time they can actually take advantage of it.
Yeah, they need to take advantage of it. On this drive, previously they had the holding penalty that backed them up. Then St. Augustine dropped a pass. It was 3rd and forever, and then they made it 4th and 1 and extended the drive. Need to make this count.
13-yard penalty to the 20. Cooper rolling left. He throws in a flat, incomplete. Well, he went to his weak side that time, rolling right, I should say, left-handed quarterback, and he wasn't able to set his feet and throw it accurately.
Whenever the quarterback is going to the opposite side of where he throws, he's got to make sure he gets his shoulder square to the target. That's the only way to get something on the football.
2nd down from the 20, goal to go. Snap it. Cooper wants to throw it. It's caught at the 10, at the 5, and stepped out of bounds inside the 5. Phillip again, the open receiver, all the way down to the 3. A lot of room there.
A lot of room there. Too much room really on the coverage for when you're that close to the goal line. And a little hitch route should have been tackled immediately for only a couple-yard gain, but
17 yards instead. Snap it. Langford will score easily. Touchdown, St. Aug. Off the right side, and it was easy, and the Purple Knights increased the lead to 20-9.
Just not being able to take advantage of some of the penalties. Again, give St. Aug credit. They had the penalties, but they came back and made up the yardage and went on in to score.
Langford scores from 3 yards out, and Purple Knights' lead is now 20-9. Extra point pending. Snap and spot. The kick is low, but it squeaks through there. It is good by the kicker, Davis Oliver Goodwin. So, with 6:09 to play and a half, St. Augustine now 21-9 over Archbishop Rummel. An impressive drive by the Purple Knights again.
Eric, would you say this might be a critical drive for the Raiders right here?
Without a doubt, just like it was a critical drive for St. Augustine there where it was 14-9. That was crucial. Hey, were the Raiders going to hold them? Were they going to take advantage of the negative plays by the St. Augustine offense? Purple Knights bounce back, drive and score. Now you're up by 12. Really important here. The good thing is you expect to get great field position after this kick.
Well, they've certainly gotten great field position every time St. August kicked off, but let's see if they can, do that again. If St. Aug kicker can get it out there, if they're going to try to squib it again.
Purple Knights overcame 2 holding calls on that possession. Rummel just not able to stop them at this point. Kickoff is going to be low. fielded by Shoreman beautifully at the 33 to the 40 and to the 44. Eric's right again. Well done by the Rummel kick team to field it on the line and return it. And again, that's a receiver fielding it. So Chris Wallace fielded it and got it back up to about the 44-yard line. So the Raider offense has to get something done here if they want to stay in contact in this game.
You can get the ball on the 40, 45 every time after a kickoff. That's well beyond your expectation.
Without a doubt, right now it's a 41 to 27-yard line advantage, 14-yard advantage. They need to take advantage of it.
Yep.
Have not been able to run the ball with any effectiveness in this game. First and 10 of the 43. Avrard and shotgun the snap, fakes quarterback keep, he's hit immediately and drop. Penetration is just too strong. Avrard had no chance as he's decked on the play by Shane Peyton Hodges. What a player.
Yeah, I think on that particular play, they ran it earlier and had a gain, but St. Aug did a good job of this time around recognizing and getting to the football quick.
Loss of 1 at 2nd and 11 at the 42. Twin receivers right, a single left. Snap, Avrard will throw it outside the flat, and it's dropped again. So that's 2 drops, and you just can't have it. Martin can't catch the ball, and it's 3rd and 11.
Well, that was an opportunity to at least make it 3rd and 5. It at least gotten 5 yards. If it breaks the tackle, it gets even more.
Oh, yeah, it was a one-on-one situation.
Have been wide open. St. Aug basically was giving the back in the flat and giving that up and letting the people come up and make the tackle. So that's something Rummel, I think, can continue to do if they can hold on the ball.
3rd and 11 at the 42-yard line. 5:31 to play in the half. Avrard shotgun again. Takes the snap. Steps up. He has room to try to run it. 45 broke a tackle. 50 and he reaches for the first down. Great job by Avrard. Running hard. Running through contact to get that first down to the St. Aug 46. Really good run, a gain of 12.
St. Aug had a little twist stunt on there, and I think that probably helped Avrard because he got caught up inside that was out of the rush lane, so he was able to find that seam right there.
And big first down for the Raiders. They needed that. At the St. Aug 46 with 5:10 to play in the half and counting. 21-9, St. Aug on top. Avrard in shotgun. Takes the snap, fakes it, will run it, and he's hit immediately again. So again, trying to run it himself, but again, just waiting there and meeting him is Jairee Garner, the brilliant 6'4", 225-pound senior.
I think he needs to sell the fake a little bit more before he runs. I don't think the fake has been sold enough on that particular play.
2nd and 10, no gain. You're going to call it 2nd and 11, lose a yard to the 47 officially. Raiders behind the chains again. It's been that way much of the half. Avrard the snap. Heavy pressure. Throws outside. He had to get rid of it. Incomplete. No chance as he's decked on the play, and it's 3rd and 11.
You know, when you have a defensive line that is as good as St. Aug's and they can get the pressure on the quarterback and stop the run, it makes it, pretty easy on the linebackers and defensive backs because you're not giving the offense much time.
Tried a middle screen earlier. Flats maybe have been there. We'll see. Again, he's got to have time to be able to get it off. It's 3rd and 11 at the Purple Knight 42. Again, St. Aug has been so good up front on both sides. Snap to Avrard. Looking. He's under pressure. Throws it.
Might be a
incomplete.
lateral.
That might have been a lateral.
Got
to be incomplete. It goes out of bounds, and Avard's down, and his helmet came off. And he takes a beating, and the throw's incomplete. Rummel will punt. Just total dominance up front here by St. Augustine.
Yeah, and not that he'd got a first down, but you'd have got some positive yardage. But you've got to get the ball out
earlier.
And his route has got to be a little bit more of a loop and not just so flat. Okay, to give your quarterback a chance to throw the ball.
Wallace to punt again. Last one didn't go very far, and stands at about his 38. Gets this one off. This is a better effort. Wobbly spiral. Bounces at the 15. Is going to be down at about the 12-yard line for St. Aug with 4:07 to play in the half. Purple Knights get it back with a 12-point lead. Purple Knights are going to have this. They put it down at the 12. And thus far, they've been able to run it, throw it, pretty much whatever they wanted to do on offense. The one stop Rummel got was when they pinned him back at the 1 yard line.
And they've been able to overcome
penalties
too.
Mm-hmm. Start at the 12 on first down. Snap it, fake it, throw it, dropped. Well, we've seen drops on both sides. That one in the hands of LeJean Moore, and he doesn't hold it. So it's 2nd and 10.
I tell you what, though, the quarterback is throwing the ball a little high, making him reach for it, and he's opened up his ribs for defensive back to lay out on him.
2nd and 10, snap it. They run it left to the corner. He's got all kinds of room. Big gain, first down and more. And again, they can't stop the run. Rummel, St. Aug's run it freely. Langford getting it done. Gain of about 12 on the play. To the short side of the field.
They're completely controlling the line of scrimmage at this point.
On first down, going to run Langford inside left. And he dives out to about the 28 for a gain of 4. So gain of 4, 2nd and 6. Cooper in shotgun. Takes the snap, wants to throw it. Has all day. Got to throw outside to no one. Incomplete. Well covered on the play, so he just threw it away. And it's 3rd and 6. With 3:22 to play in the half.
Raiders really need to stop right here.
Third and 6. And the 28. Snap it.
Blitz. That's
throwing. Caught. First down. All the way out to the 45-yard line.
I think you got a holding call.
Well, it sure looked like it.
Blitz
grabbed him in the backfield. Yeah, he did. I mean, he just reached out and grabbed him. Pass was caught by Grimes, but he got a holding call. So that's going to bring this back. That was a pretty obvious one.
Yeah, I think he surprised him on that blitz, and he saw him and just stuck his arm out and tried to grab him.
So the line of scrimmage will end up being the 17-yard line, an 11-yard penalty.
All right, Eric, another 3rd down, long one.
Major break there. Need a great stop here. Keep everything in front of you and then make the tackle.
Yep.
Snap, quick snap, Cooper. Under pressure. Is going to throw it away, so the defense good. As Cooper got dumped. Again, the blitz effective for the Raiders. And this will force a rare punt. Big stop for Rummel.
It was a huge, and now they take advantage of it. They need to get back.
Now there's another flag on the play, though. So another flag apparently on the play, waiting for an official signal here.
Might be grounding. He didn't. He just threw it out.
Yeah. Which would be a loss of down. If that's the case, they're still talking about it. Well, now they're going to wave it off. So
I think the pass got past the line of
scrimmage. Yeah.
And it looked like they had a screen set up because the quarterback kept
going back.
Retreating, retreat again. Great job by the Raider defense. Taking advantage of another holding call by the Purple Knight offense.
Well, they botched one earlier on a punt. We'll see what happens here. Oliver Goodwin to punt. Stamps stand near midfield, and Rummel jumps. Why you would do that? Wow. So 5 yards against Rummel coming here. The inside player just shot the gap right away. Unless he was drawn, I didn't see any movement.
Officials are talking about it right now.
I didn't see any movement by St. Aug up front. Although they are going to say it is on St. Aug. Yeah. So imagine that. I didn't see it, but obviously player moved because of the movement he saw.
Well, you said 2 of the Rummel kids across the line, so you had to figure that it was something on St. Aug throwing them off.
Puts it back at the 12, so now standing 5 yards deep in the end zone, Oliver Goodwin. Rummel with a 10-man front. Watch the pass from center here. It's a good one. Rushes on. He got it off. Short kick toward the sideline. It goes out of bounds. It's a short kick. Where are they going to mark this? Still looking. Where are they marking it?
16.
16-yard line. That's a 4-yard punt, guys. So Rummel will get the ball at the St. Aug 16 with a big opportunity here. There's a 4-yard punt, so the punting game of St. Aug is the one thing that's really cost them and kept Rummel in this game, more or less.
It definitely has, and Rummel needs to answer right here. Short field. They need to score right before half.
3:01 to play in the half at the St. Aug 16-yard line. Avrard in shotgun, the snap. And nowhere to go. I mean, nothing. Trying to run Taylor inside. I mean, he's bumped in the backfield and manages to fight back for about a half-yard loss. I think Matt's right. I mean, anything that's taking a little time, the penetration's too much
on this team. Okay, you've got to hit with quick openers and things like that.
That's a loss of 2 at 2nd and 12. They're just dominating up front, is St. Augustine.
Need to think about coming back to the sprint out comebacks like they had in the first quarter. They hit on 2 to convert some big plays.
2nd and 12 of the 18. Off of the very short punt. Rummel with a very short field in the red zone. Avrard fakes. Avrard under heavy pressure. Avrard's going to be throwing it away. They're going to say he was sacked. He's sacked way back at the 31. So takes a sack. Couldn't get it off. 13-yard loss and the second sack for St. Aug. And the dominance continues.
Just no chance for the quarterback there. It was it really wasn't a blitz. It was just a defensive lineman. They're hard to keep out of there.
That'll also take Rummel out of field goal range for what that's worth.
Timeout.
Timeout. Purple Knights take timeout. They want to get the ball back here. Minute 52 to play in the half. And Rummel gets it at the 16, and they've lost 14 yards on 2 plays. And you're looking at the Rummel running game right now. 15 yards total.
That was probably on one run.
Yeah, we think 14 on 1 for sure. I mean, it's been total dominance here. The scoreboard does not reflect the dominance of the half by St. Aug. And if Rummel could somehow find a play here on a very, very difficult down, 3rd down and 24, Raiders could get themselves right in this game at halftime. They're in the game right now, down 12, but the way the game's unfolding, not really. I mean, it's been totally dominant. Kicking game is the only thing that's really kept Rummel in the game.
Half, if they can do something here and get some points, getting the ball.
Question is, what can you run? I mean, that's the way this defense has played against them. It's been terrific. Really good job by St. Aug. At the 30-yard line, wide side, left side of the field. 2 high safeties here on 3rd down and long. Avrard's going to throw to Ramirez, and the throw's a little short. In the seam, a good idea. A long throw to make to the far side, but he just didn't get it there, and it's 4th down.
That's a long...
It is a long throw to make.
From the hash over there to the other sideline, but...
So they're going to punt, I believe, or will they...
There was a window there.
Or will they try a very long field goal? That's the question. Wallace is both the punter and the kicker, so it's hard to tell. Minute 47 to play in the half. And they call him over to talk it over. Rummel might take time out here. Looks like they're going to have to because they're going to let the play clock run down. Raiders have all 3 timeouts remaining. And we'll simply take one here, it appears, or take a penalty and punt, one of the 2.
It'd be a 47-yard field goal.
I'm assuming they took the timeout there, so... Wallace's long on the year is 39 yards, 2 of 4. He had 1 blocked against St. Aug, you might recall. And they're simply going to punt the ball here. So they took the penalty is what they did, no timeout. So took the delay just to punt the ball. Try to play field position here. Wallace will stand near midfield. St. Aug playing safe, making sure the ball's punted here. Plenty of time to punt it away. He does. Toward the sideline. Ball is way out of bounds. I'm not sure how it didn't go that far. They're going to mark it where? At the 15, it looks like. So that's only a 15-yard punt. So kick game for Rummel hasn't been very good either in terms of kicking. The returns have been good, but Not much gain there in that field position. 15-yard line, St. Aug with minute 42, and they have their timeouts. That's an eternity for the way this offense has been able to move the ball.
Well, we'll see right here if St. Augustine's try to go down and score again or just be.
Oh, absolutely. I guarantee you they will. They will definitely try.
Well, they just try to run the ball.
Well, they can do that too because they've had success doing it. It's been really good balance. Twin receivers either side. Want to throw a quick one. It's blatted down. Nice job leaping to bat the ball down on a pass rush for Rummel by number 33, Lester Johnson,
Think
the
about it,
sophomore.
St. Aug, if you're 3 and out here, you're going to be punting again, and your punting game ain't been real good.
No.
You might give Rummel a chance.
Well, that's the other thing about it. Stops the clock with 1:39 to play in the half. 2nd and 10. Purple Knights at their own 15. Three-man defensive front for Rummel. Snap it, Cooper. Pump fakes. He wants to throw deep. And it is going to be almost intercepted. Stamps played it perfectly. Stamps had the coverage there on Josh Jackson, and that stops the clock with 1:34 to play, and it's 3rd and 10. Well, they go after the best guy there, and he's been equal a couple of times to the task on that deep coverage. 3rd and 10.
Again, a big 3rd down here. Force a punch. You still got a shot at getting some points on the board if you're Rummel.
3rd and 10, and the snap. And the pass over the middle is going to be intercepted at the 32-30. 25-20 outside of the 15. Trying to get the corner at the 10 and tackled at the 9 is Darius Davis, the outstanding junior. That is Rummel's strength, their secondary, and you see why here.
Great job there by the secondary. And now let's see if Rummel can put it in the end zone. Get this game closer.
That's a big play for the Raiders. First turnover of the game. Davis puts him at the 8-yard line, 1st and goal.
Wow. I know.
But now can this offense find a way? Did you go back to that quarterback keep that worked earlier? 1:21 to play in the half. 1st and goal. Under center, Avrard. Counter play left. Martin finds room at the 5. Dives down to about the 3. When you see any little room at all, you're thinking something good. They haven't had much of that.
Good first down play on the goal line right there. You get that much yardage.
Well, they finally had something pretty well blocked. Dives down to the 3 at 2nd and goal. Rummel should take its time. A minute left in the half. How to make this the last possession or close to it. They put it at the 4, so it's a 4-yard game. 2nd and goal at the 4. Martin is the setback. Snap it, stretch play left, cuts back, it's there, he'll score. Touchdown, Raiders. That play well blocked. 2 straight plays where it was well blocked. Ran the stretch play, the cutback was wide open, and he goes in standing up. And it's a 21-15 ball game.
Yeah, that was things right there that you look at that probably St. Aug shouldn't have done. When you backed up on the 15, you got a lead like you had. You know, normally you just run the ball. And
they've run it very well.
And ended up getting an interception. Rummel takes advantage of it.
Spot by Wallace, who puts it up and through. So, with 44 seconds to play in the half, new game, St. Augustine 21, Rummel 15. Eric, the Raiders took advantage there.
They sure did. Like Coach Greco said, you're backed up. Despite what the scoreboard says, you're dominating this game. Rummel unable to run the football. Run the ball 3 times, make them use all their timeouts, then punt, and then play defense, which you've been doing best. Give them a short field at the +8.
Well, I understand them trying to do some offensively score because they've been so good offensively, but like Phil said, I'm surprised they didn't run the ball because they've run it very well.
Well, and you run the ball in that situation, and if you get a big gain, then you open it.
Correct.
Up, okay. You don't just start throwing right there and stopping the clock.
And then factor in the Raiders get the ball to start the second half too.
Exactly.
Wallace to kick it off. Long approach to the ball. Hits this one low. This is returnable from the 4. Upfield to the 5 to the 10. Trying to get the edge at the 15. to the 20, and good coverage knocks him down at about the 21 with 35 seconds to play in the first half. Gotta believe they'll run it here.
Well, you would think. We'll see. Rummel's probably hoping they throw again since they almost intercepted one, then finally intercepted one.
So the Purple Knights get it at the 21-yard line. With 35 seconds left in the half, simply going to run it inside, diving for about 5 or 6. That's Langford. Let's see if they run another play. 25 seconds left. Official timeout here. So the officials stop the clock. Looks like an equipment issue for a Raider player that stopped the clock. So a little bit of a break for the Purple Knights there. Langford up to 80 yards rushing in the half. Player had an issue with equipment, has to come out. They're just shuffling players up front, trying to find anybody. That's a freshman there that they had in the game. And Dillon, I mean, that's Rummel's down to playing a lot of freshmen and sophomores, just looking for answers and any depth up front against this big offensive front of St. Aug. 2nd and 5. 23 seconds left, clock running now. This will be the last play of the half.
He's not
if they
run
it.
No.
St. Aug's going to let it run out, it appears. So we'll see if we can get Nick Monica with Matt Sims here momentarily as the half will come to a close. And at the half, our score is St. Augustine 21 and Rummel 16. So the Purple Knights still lead it by 5. And we'll go rally to get Nick. So Raiders will get the ball first in the second half with a lot of momentum after that just happened. All right, let's go to Matt with Nick Monica. Matt, go ahead.
All right, guys, here with Nick Monica. Coach, overall, the half didn't necessarily go the way you wanted, but your team showed a lot of fight, and you're only down by 5 at the halftime. You have to be pleased with the grit that they've had so far.
Yeah, I mean, we're pleased that they gave us a chance to get back in the game right there with that pass, but not playing very well at all. Haven't done much right.
Yeah, struggles on the offensive, defensive line. They're getting penetration. What kind of adjustments do you guys make at halftime to try to slow that down and give your offense a chance?
We're just not playing hard enough. I think it's as simple as that, and we're letting the heat get to us a little bit and getting out of gaps and just some basic concepts. We're not executing worth the damn right now, and it's just bad football.
All right, good luck second half, Coach.
Thank you.
Back to you guys.
Okay, Matt, very frank and understandable. And I think he's probably on target, and yet his team's only down 5 here at the half. So, I mean, what does that tell you, Phil? I mean, obviously they've got a chance.
That tells you that they're taking advantage of some of the things in St. Aug is making some critical errors. This game should be well out of hand right now in favor of St. Aug. But they've had some turnovers that's helped the Raiders, safety that helped the Raiders, field position has helped the Raiders. And as talented as St. Aug is, you still got to play pretty smart football, and you got to, run the clock when you have to, and they have to do better in the kicking game. But Coach Monica is right. Rummel has not played with a lot of energy, I don't think, the whole time, and they're going to have to regroup, come out and do that.
Eric?
They have to take advantage of the field position. Average starting field position for St. Augustine, -20. Archbishop Rummel, +46. So they've used that to their advantage with the safety, and then with the touchdown there late in the second quarter, they're going to have to take advantage of when St. Augustine punts and kicks off the short fields that they can potentially be set up with. Those are things they're going to have to take advantage of and find a way to get the offense to churn out some yards on the ground, but also go back to that sprint out game where they completed 2 passes of 1 of 15 and 1 of 14 to keep drives going early.
Well, it goes without saying that Rummel has had a rough time on both sides of the ball up front, but they haven't turned the ball over. Talked about that earlier. Don't make mistakes. You win the turnover battle, and thus far, it's been a bad year for Rummel in that regard. Rummel came in -3 in turnovers on the year, and they'd only forced 3 all year. Well, they got 4 now after the big interception by Darius Davis. And look, they made a big throw to Karaz Johnson. That was a beautiful throw and catch. They had one earlier to Calise for 23, but if you're Rummel, you almost want them to throw because they're so much better up front, and because Rummel's defensive backs are the best part of its team, Phil.
Definitely, Rummel. They're secondary. Now you're going to get beat some. You got good really going against good right there, and you're going to lose some of the battles. But you're going to win some of the battles too, just like they did, in the second half on that big interception that led to Rummel's last score and kept them in the ball game. But Rummel just has to find ways on offense to control the ball a little bit. They're going to get the ball on this kickoff, and like Eric said, they're going to probably have good field position. They have the whole afternoon anyway to see what they're going to do with it. And they're in this game. I think right now, all honesty, if you're Nick Monica, you're ecstatic of where you are right now. I mean, because you've been outplayed for the most part, but you've made some plays to keep you in the game.
Yeah, I think what you heard from him was he's very unhappy with the way his team's played, but he certainly isn't unhappy about where his team is at right now.
No, you can't be. I mean, because this thing could be well out of hand right now. Okay, I mean, but it's not. And Rummel is still in there. And we've all been around long enough to know you let a team and keep encouraging them, they're going to hurt you.
No doubt about it. I mean, this is a Rummel program that's accustomed to winning, and if you leave them around long enough and give them a chance, they might just take advantage of it. And right now, the Raiders have pulled it within 21-16 at the half of St. Augustine. It is homecoming for St. Augustine, so they'll celebrate their homecoming ceremony on the field with their homecoming court. It's always a wonderful time for any school. Rummel's had its already. We had that one against Holy Cross a little bit earlier this year. And, of course, this is always something that every school champions and enjoys, and Purple Knights will do it as well as anybody, and they're doing it here this afternoon and honoring that homecoming court as we speak. So that's transpiring as we speak right now, and introducing all of them as they do. We'll take the timeout at halftime. It is St. Augustine 21, Archbishop Rummel 16. Back in a moment with Rummel football on 106.1 FM Nash Icon and at CrescentCitySports.com. halftime here at Ted Gormley Stadium with St. Augustine in its homecoming leading Archbishop Rummel by the score of 21-16. Along with Phil Greco and Eric Held and Matt Sims, I'm Ken Trahan. And, of course, Matt Merritt, our producer on site for CrescentCitySports.com. We appreciate him very much, as always. We appreciate Rudy Dixon, our producer in studio on radio. Goes without saying that we appreciate him, too. We salute our cameraman, Josh Williams, doing a good job here today, as well as all of our crew getting the job done on a consistent basis here. Look at the upcoming schedule for Rummel. The Raiders will play Brother Martin next Friday night at Strawberry Stadium in a game that we should have on CrescentCitySports.com. Then the Raiders will take on Carr at Berman Stadium on October 28th at 7 p.m. and close the regular season against Jesuit at 7 p.m. at Strawberry Stadium as well. Third game of the year to be played at that fine facility. And as for St. Augustine, the Purple Knights will play John Curtis on the 21st, a big matchup next Friday. And that's a big matchup against the Patriots. And then, of course, they'll play Brother Martin on the 4th of November. They have an off week between the two games. Chance to heal up. So that's the remaining schedule for the Purple Knights here for the rest of the season. Again, it's 21-16 at the half. We'll have stats coming up for you in the next segment, among other things here, as we continue on here this afternoon. Eric Held with me now. And Eric, I mean, it's been a strange game. We try to call it accurately, and I mean the numbers are going to look dramatically in favor of St. Augustine. They've dominated up front in this game, and yet only a 5-point lead. We're almost trying to find a way to match up with players with defensive front, just scrambling players in and out. But again, you said the kicking game would be something to watch. It's been something to watch here. Even though Rummel's had trouble punting it at times, they've had a clear win in the kicking game in this one.
Clear win in the kicking game. They need to continue to win in the kicking game with that field position advantage, and they should get some help here when they get the ball to start the third quarter with a short kickoff and then just get downhill, get upfield, and you're starting around the -40 every time. So winning first down will be key. Coming up with a script, Coach Joe Chango, the offensive coordinator, come up with an opening script for that first drive to where you feel like, hey, we can move the ball, script together 8 or 10 plays and get some positive things going, but first down will be key after that kickoff return.
What have you seen, if anything, that you feel like Rummel might be able to try to do on the offensive side of the ball?
I mentioned early in the first quarter they had a 14 and a 15-yard completions on a drive where they sprinted out. Obviously, they're concerned with maybe protection and pressure that Aug may show, but those are things that they had success. We saw those swing passes to the back, out the backfield, because they're playing man. You can run off those DBs when they're in man and almost block two guys with one receiver, take them to the safety and take that corner out to play and throw a swing pass. So those are a couple things, but to find a run game, they did there in the goal line situation at the +8 on 2 plays, 2 runs for 8 yards and a touchdown. They need to continue that, need to get some things going with the run game.
Counterplay was a good play for them, to get them down on that first and goal to go on the 8, and they hadn't run that the whole day. But I agree with you. You got to move your quarterback, hit the comebacks, and you got to get the ball in the flat to your backs. They've got to make the catch. I mean, they've got to catch it and run it, because if they're playing man-to-man, which a lot of times they are, that's just one guy he's got to beat, and that's the linebacker.
Perimeter screen, too, is, I think, real big in this situation. And, man, find a way, scheme it up, whether you're in a 3x1 or 2x2 to take advantage of that. If they're in man and they're chasing you, take advantage of that by being able to gain an extra blocker just with you running to the next level.
And I don't know if they run trap plays or not, but, St. Aug's coming straight up the field, and they're really in a position where you could run a trap every now and then. I don't know if that's in the game plan, but, they're when you're outmatched to what they are, you have to find creative ways, to get the ball, to run the ball on the ground. And creative ways in the passing game, you got to be able to protect the passer, which they are very good at rushing the passer and but you've got to get the ball off quick, and can't hold it too long.
All good points. And again, Rummel found the last two plays there in the red zone. They actually had two well-blocked plays on those particular plays. And what I mean by that is the obvious. They blocked it well, but what they did is they didn't allow penetration to disrupt the runs before the handoff could be made and a runner could put his foot in the ground and make a decision. On the touchdown, he had a chance to do that and made the cutback, and it was there, and he pranced into the end zone scot-free. So the halftime ceremony continues with homecoming for St. Augustine. So we'll take the time out here at the half with our score. Archbishop Rummel trailing St. Augustine. The Purple Knights 21, the Raiders 16. Back in a moment. Today's coverage on Crescent City Sports brought to you by Oxford Sports Medicine Institute. Get the same sports medicine care the pros receive with minimally invasive treatments and quicker recovery times. Visit oxnard.org/sportsmed to learn more or schedule an appointment near you. So it's 21-16 St. Augustine at the half over Archbishop Rummel. Ken Trahan with Phil Greco and Matt Sims and, of course, Eric Held here from Chad Gormley Stadium. Let's look at the first half numbers. It really doesn't tell the story about the scoreboard at all. First down, St. Aug with 10. Rummel has 5. Penalties, Rummel 4 for 34 yards. St. Aug 5 for 63 yards. Sacks, St. Aug with 2. Rummel with 1. Turnovers, St. Aug with 1. Rummel does not have any. Rushing yards, St. Augustine 115 yards. And Rummel has 23. passing yards. St. Augustine 128. Rummel has 43. So the total yards, 243 Purple Knights, 66 for the Raiders, and yet only down by 5. Jaden Martin is carried 7 times for 18 yards. Casey Avrard 6 times for 11 yards and a touchdown. Ruben Ramirez once for -2. Norman Taylor twice for -4. Avrard passing is just 4 of 13 for 43 yards. 2 catches for Evan Berg for 29 yards. Jake Burmaster 1 for 12. Jaden Martin 1 for 2. For St. Augustine rushing, it's Clinton Langford who's gotten the ball most often. 16 carries, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Amari Cooper, 2 carries, 31 yards. It's Tyler Hayes, 1 carry -1 yard, and Moses Gray, 1 carry, 4 yards, and a touchdown. Amari Cooper is 7 of 19 passing for 128 yards with the interception. And Karaz Johnson, 1 catch for 40 yards. Josh Jackson, 2 catches, 26 yards. Keyshawn Grimes, 1 catch for 9 yards. Hubert Kalist, 1 for 23. Nehemiah Phillips, 2 catches for 30 yards. It all adds up to 21-16 St. Augustine at the break over Archbishop Rummel. And again, if you're Rummel, you have to feel pretty good about where you ended up at the end of this first half, Phil.
Gee, Kenny, I tell you what, you got to be ecstatic because, just listen to those stats. Those stats would suggest a lot bigger lead for St. Aug, but it's only 21-16, and Rummel was taking advantage of some situations that that helped them a great deal. When they intercepted the pass and got it down to the 8, then 2 plays later they're in the end zone, and scoring right. There's 2 things: scoring right before the half is a huge boost for Rummel, for any program, and then the other critical part of the game is going to be in the third quarter on the kickoff in the second half. And Rummel's going to get the ball, and judging from what's happened others on kickoffs, they've always had good field position. So they wouldn't have to put together a long drive. All they would have to do is put together a decent drive, to take the lead. So it should be interesting to see. And again, St. Aug and stats don't always, tell the score. In this situation, that's certainly the case.
Very much so. I mean, again, it's been dominant by St. Augustine, but there are 3 phases to the game. And when you're winning one and you're ahead in the turnover department, that will keep you in the game and give you an opportunity, and that's what's happened. And yet Nick Monica, very unhappy with the way his team played. So I'm betting he gave them a pretty serious tongue lashing at halftime to let them know just how he felt. And obviously we'll see how they respond. As mentioned, Rummel is going to get the ball first here in the third quarter. And I have not seen Calvin Sparrow on the field here in the first half, the fine linebacker for Rummel, who's been all over the field in the last 2 games for the Raiders. He is dressed out, just coming out of the locker room now. So haven't seen him. And obviously against that running game, a guy you definitely would want to see, and we'll see if he sees any action in the second half.
If it's an injury thing or what, but, I'm sure he would add a great deal to the Rummel defense, believe me.
Yep. We'll see, as Rummel will get the ball first in the second half. Sparrow talking to one of the assistant coaches right now, actually, so he's been dressed the whole time. And again, Rummel's had the good field position throughout, as Eric has indicated, and it becomes a matter now of whether they will get that good field position again to start the second half. And if they do get that, then it becomes a matter of whether or not they can take advantage of it too. So we shall see. Being stretched out, huh, Phil?
Being stretched out. It might be something wrong with his hamstring.
Yeah.
Don't know. We'll have to find out later on. But obviously there's something wrong with him because he hasn't been in the ball game yet.
Yeah. But yeah, we're looking at him right now, and Matt Sims is talking to them down there. He's being stretched out on the turf as we speak, on the track actually, surrounding the playing field. So clearly, if he's eligible to play, they want him in there because he's been a striker. When you look at those numbers, that's pretty eye-opening numbers, right? I mean, 2 games, 33 tackles. I mean,
that's big time right there. I'm telling you. So,
all over the field, and 2 of those for loss.
You got Craig Goodwin down there, the
Yeah. All right, let's check in with Matt Sims, who has an update for us right now. Matt, go right ahead.
Yeah, Ken, talking to Rummel Sports Medicine down here, they said Calvin took a hit early and he got a little woozy. He was dealing with the headache, but they say physically he's okay. They expect him to play here in the second half. They're just stretching him out to get him ready since he didn't play the rest of the first half after taking that hit.
Yeah, we obviously didn't see him for a while. He obviously came in early. He played early in the game, but he hadn't been in there for a long time, Matt. So thanks for that information, and we'll see if he's able to go here in the second half. Of course, Rummel will be on offense first.
That must have happened real early.
Yeah, he hadn't been in there. We haven't seen him.
Yeah.
It's obvious he's not been in there. He's a presence. You notice him pretty clearly.
And you got to give Rummel credit. They are, making sure everything's okay. And
well, we saw James Roos leave the game injured earlier, and he's not coming back because we see his pads and his jersey are off, so we won't see him, which takes a defensive lineman away as well. And so I say forever and a day, and I say it every day, you got to be good and you got to be lucky. And the lucky part means getting some breaks, but it also means avoiding injuries, and that's part of it. Teams that are deep can deal with them. Teams that don't have depth.
You know what, Kenny? It's not a whole lot of high school teams that afford a lot of injuries.
No.
I mean, they just
agreed.
I mean, you go into the season, and you don't think about injuries, but you know it's going to happen. You just hope it doesn't happen at times that it's going to hurt your team the most.
Well, one of the things that Nick Monica's done a great job, he's an excellent coach, he's done a great job of having those skill guys in the shorter positions on these kickoffs, and it's paid off handsomely because everybody we've called a number on that's fielded a kickoff is a skill position guy, and he's been able to take those short kicks and return them. And that's been big, and that's a smart move. We called out Wallace's name. We called out Ramirez's name. They both will be in short up positions once again. So is Taylor. And in the deep positions will be Stamps and Thomas. So they got a whole bunch of guys that are skill guys that can catch the ball and run with it in those up back deep positions.
It's almost like putting your hands team out there.
Almost, yeah.
Well, and the other thing is too, just looking at it, St. Aug might be better just onside kick.
And they might do it. I was just going to think. I was just going to suggest that.
You remember back in '95, St. Augustine, they made that run to the semis with Ray Knock Thompson and that group. Nemesis Bates was the great receiver. He was also the kicker. They onside kicked the ball every time because their defense was so good, and they gave their team an opportunity to get the ball at the 50 to the plus 45. Great suggestion there.
Well, we gave those numbers at the half a few minutes ago. 243 yards for St. Aug, 66 for Rummel, and yet it's a 5-point game. 21-16, here's the kickoff. It's a bouncing kick, and it's fielded by a Rummel short man.
Good call.
That was an onside kick, and it's fielded by the Raiders at the Rummel 47-yard line. And another hands guy there to get it. That's Chase Ziegler, senior defensive back, who caught it cleanly. Rummel gets it at its own 48.
Look at St. Aug. They're very sound on defense, very sound on offense. But, man, they've got to do something with that kicking game. That's really put them in bad field position. Now Rummel's got a short field again.
Well, again, they botched a punt in the end zone earlier. Gave Rummel a safety as well. Raiders at their own 48 to start the second half, down by 5. Avrard in shotgun. Martin is the running back. Wide side, left side of the field. And here's a give to Martin. Trying to bounce it, looks for the cutback, finds 2 yards, and then gets driven back. Hard run. Hard tackle.
Yeah,
give him 2 at second and 8.
Rummel's tried to balance the front of having 2 tight ends at that time. And that might be what they're planning to do to try to balance the front off a little bit so they can't shift or slant.
Give them 3 to the St. Aug 49 at second and 7.
And now they're back in the wides.
Split out with the receivers twins to either side of the field. On second and 7, Avrard wants to throw it, heavy rush, throws it outside. Caught by Ramirez, evades one, bump down. And about the 45, gain of about 3, maybe 4.
Good positive play right there.
There's your perimeter screen. Talked about at half.
Yeah.
Gain of 4.
I'm sorry, Ken. Coach, I like what you said before. Ball's in the middle of the field. You go 2 tight ends. They've got to declare strength, and they're able to be balanced up when you go 2 tight.
First catch for Ramirez, who's been their best this year. It's 3rd and 3 at the St. Aug 45. Trip set right, single receiver left. Avrard the snap. He's going to run the keeper. He's going to fight forward. close to the first down, looks to have it at the 41. Needed 3, got 4, moved the chains, first down Raiders.
Good positive sign for the Raiders on this drive, getting the first down right off the bat. See if they can keep it up.
6th first down of the game for Rummel at the St. Aug 41. Purple Knights tackle well, don't they? Don't see anybody running through contact. 1st and 10 of the St. Aug 41. Martin remains a running back. Avrard shotgun. He'll take the snap, fake it, wants to throw the slant. This one's caught. Nice throw and catch. And the catch is made by the freshman and the sophomore, Kendrick Joseph. Joseph on the nice throw and catch there from Avrard.
You know, it's the second time I've seen St. Aug run a blitz, and they ran a slant right behind it. So they see something that St. Aug's doing. They're checking to go to that slant, which puts a lot of pressure on the defensive back to cover.
It's a gain of 8. So it's 2nd and 2 at the St. Aug 33. Once again, shotgun with Martin in the backfield. Avrard will take the snap, fake it, quarterback keep. He's hit for a loss. He's dumped way back at the 37. Coming clean on the play was Caleb Blanco. Loss of 4.
Linebacker blitz right there, and they came right where the play was called. Good job by St. Aug.
A loss of 4, so from 2nd and 2 to 3rd and 6, and 4 down territory for Rummel here at the 37 of St. Aug. Hard to avoid those negative plays. There have been a bunch of them in this one for the Raiders. That's a credit to the Purple Knights. Shotgun again, trip set right, 3rd down and 6. Low snap, takes the snap, flat pass to Ramirez. He's going to be hit and dropped. No, he fought through the tackle, able to get forward to about the 33. I mean, he somehow kept his balance and got 4 yards to the 33. So here comes a big 4th down for the Raiders. 4th down and about 3.
Huge play right here. If they can get a first down and keep it going and keep the ball away from St. Aug, that would be a big plus.
Mark it at the 34, gain of 3. Here it is 4th down for the Raiders. 4th down and 3 at the 34 of St. Aug, going for it. Receiver to either side. Tight end tucked in left. Avrard under center. St. Aug jumps.
And that's what they wanted to do.
Rummel got movement up front. I didn't see a Rummel player move. If it's on the Purple Knights, it's a first down. And it is. That's a big penalty on St. Aug, first down Raiders.
It probably changed the snap count there for that particular play because of the 4th down to try to get them off sides. And it worked. So credit to Rummel right there for drawing them off sides.
First down at the St. Aug 29. Second first down of the drive. Opening possession of the second half. Raiders at the Purple Knight 29. Motion across the formation. Counterplay inside and smothered. Nothing for Martin. Just ripped to the turf.
Heck, they're bringing a linebacker every single snap. Okay, and I just wondered what their thinking is on that because they're really controlling the line of scrimmage before letting down lineman. And they're taking him out of any pursuit, you know, that he might be able to get to.
And with so many slants being thrown today by Rummel, because they're playing man with the receiver being able to get inside, you take away that linebacker, can get up underneath or carry a deeper slant.
2nd and 10 at the 29 after no gain on first down. St. Aug showing blitz again. Run a counter play left. This will be a big loss. Martin is hit down at the 33. I mean, again, they're just in the backfield when the handoff's taking place. And this time it is Jeremiah Kepper there to make the stop, a loss of 4.
Yeah, you're better off just trying to hit quick hitting plays instead of trying to, you know, stretch it out on sweeps and things.
Totally agree.
You're just better off because you don't have to hold the block as long. And might be a seam there.
3rd and 14 at the 33. Again, 4 down territory or a punt if you don't make it. 3rd and 14. Avrard shotgun the snap. Avrard under pressure. Avrard throws. Incomplete. Had a receiver open, but the pressure didn't enable him to make an accurate throw. Ramirez, the intended receiver, and he's not getting up.
St. Aug must see something.
Ramirez is hurt, and that's their best receiver. He's not getting up.
They must see something because they're bringing a linebacker every time on third down, 3rd and long.
And they're good enough to just play with their 4 down line.
Right. I mean, but they must see something that they can pressure Rummel with.
Not sure what happened to Ramirez, but he laid out for it and couldn't catch it, and he's not getting up. So Nick Monaco has a decision to make here. My guess is he'll punt the ball here. I would think that would be the case. Spin him back. Made a couple of first downs, one by penalty, but again, just unable to get any semblance of a running game going.
Yeah, you sort of hate to punt the ball 33-yard line, though. I mean, that's...
Well, you take a penalty and punt, just like they did earlier.
Well, you could do that.
Yeah.
Or you could just,
I don't think you go for it because you're unable to do much of anything. And if you give them the ball at the 33, I mean, you give them a much shorter field. Figure at least a touchback, right?
Yeah, but it depends. If you can knock it down inside the 10, yeah,
that's the idea.
I mean, if you can do that, but if you knock it out of the end zone, you're only going to gain 12 yards of field position.
Well, Ramirez is up, and he's jogging off, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, he's a tough kid. He'll be back.
Yeah, he's a pleasure to cover. Nice young man. Really good baseball player, too, for the Raiders. The junior. A lot of underclassmen. You keep hearing his call out.
If I was at St. Aug right now, I'd definitely be in punt safe, Eric. I mean, I wouldn't try to rush or anything because this is definitely a situation when you could fake it.
Frederick Lewis is now not even deep. He's just playing safe. Good pass from center. Punt is away. This is high. Angled toward the sideline. Bounces out of bounds. See where they mark it. Probably around the 12 or 13. Nope. I'm going to say all the way up at the 16. So not an effective punt. Again, I mean, to me, I just think you punt that thing as far as you can because he's not a real strong leg and just go cover it, right? But they try to angle these things, and they haven't been very successful at doing it.
Eric, you're an ex-punter. What do you think about how they do it now? Just drop the ball end over end and punt when they're inside the 40.
The Aussie punt, love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
You get a great spin, hits, and kicks back.
Yeah.
6:49 to play in the third. St. Aug gets it at its own 15, and they run it inside right. To the 19-yard line goes Langford, a gain of 4.
Rummel defense has got to tighten up and cannot let him go down.
And by the way, Sparrow is in the game.
Okay.
At the inside linebacker spot for Rummel. 2nd and 6 at the 19. Quick snap. Run it left. Langford runs through contact. Gets up to about the 23. Maybe the 24. Picks up 3 or 4. Sparrow there to make the stop. But guess what? He's hurt again. Sparrow is down. He's there on the tackle and he's down on the turf again. So just unfortunate for the Raiders. They can't get him on the field with any consistency here today. On a day where they really need him against this running attack.
Yeah, it's and the young man wanted to play this game very badly.
Yes.
I mean, that's the other thing.
Anybody knows the history would understand that.
Yeah.
Sparrow, a sophomore, 6'1", 217. Really good-looking player, and as mentioned, he's been a tackling machine in the 2 games he's played, and here today just can't stay healthy to be able to stay upright for this team. Help him up. Trying to stretch out that left leg. He's trying to jog it off, which is certainly encouraging.
Hopefully just a cramp.
Maybe see him again, but it's a 3rd and 1 coming up, and it's kind of down. You'd love to see him in there if you're a Rummel supporter. 3rd and 1, but he won't be in there now.
Could be a pull hamstring.
So 3rd and 1. St. Aug at the 24. Gotta believe it's just going to be Langford here. Snap it. Run Langford right. Shook one tackle. I don't think he got it.
He didn't get there.
He got a half yard. He needed a full yard. And a good job penetrating for Rummel by Greg Jones, the sophomore linebacker. Langford just short. It's 4th and 1. What do they do?
Looks like they're going to go for it and try to run, make Rummel jump.
Well, it's 4th down and less than a yard. St. Aug at its own 24. Offense stays on the field. Play clock to 12, and they're lining up to go for it. Langford is the running back. 4th down and less than a yard, and they're going to go for it. They snap it, and he got it. Langford 2 yards, 1st down to the 27. Give him 3. That's a lot of confidence there.
Yeah, well, the way they punt the ball, it wasn't that big a surprise, really. I
So big 4th down conversion for the Purple Knights. 1st and 10 at their own 27 as a result. And again, the no-huddle look. Cooper. Shotgun, snap it. Runs Langford again, and they've got him this time. No gain. Banks got there for Rummel. Also getting there, making a tackle, but getting hurt is Kieran Jackson as he limps a bit. A yard on the play to the 28 at 2nd and 9.
Big win there for the Raider defense on 1st down.
Definitely.
Langford remains the running back. Receivers to either side of the field. Snap it, going to run it inside. Gigantic hole. He's loose and he's gone. Langford's going to go the distance. Or can they catch him? 20, 15, 10, 5, and a touchdown, Purple Knights.
No flags.
Langford straight up the gut. 72-yard touchdown. And the Purple Knights lengthen the lead to 27-16.
Well,
just straight up the middle.
Just straight up the middle. Big play. You split the safeties. Safeties, you weren't on the hash. So anytime you're playing too deep like that on the hashes and you hit a ball hits in the middle, a runner hits in the middle, you've got to converge quick.
Extra point attempt forthcoming. 72 yards on the score. Snap and spot. Kick is up, and the kick is good. Timeout on the field. 4:25 to play in the third. St. Aug now leads Rummel by the score of 28-16. Back in a moment with Rummel football on 106.1 FM Nash Icon and at CrescentCitySports.com. Kickoff bouncing and trouble picked up at the 25, and Ramirez wide to the 30. He's got room 35-40. He's at the 45 and steps out of bounds near midfield. So another good return and another really good kick result for Rummel. They've had a bunch of those and they've had short fields to work with, but just haven't done much with it. And they'll have a chance again as they'll operate in St. Aug territory at about the 47 after Ramirez picked it up and used his speed to get to the corner.
Very good return, and again, you mentioned great field position on the kickoff for Rummel, but they got to take advantage of it.
With 4:13 to play in the third, down 2 scores. Rummel must answer here. And again with a short field, but again with a very challenged offense would be the right phrase to use here. 1st and 10 at the St. Aug 46. Martin is the setback. Against the 50 front, they line up with 8 in the box once more, daring them to throw it on 1st down. Single high safety. Tight end slotted left. Run Martin inside left, finds a little bit of a gap, and he bounces to about the 42. So pick up a 4 at 2nd and 6.
I mean, they had 8 people within the line of scrimmage right there.
I just said that.
Run.
Yeah.
I mean, that's when you need to check to your quick game.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah, I mean, you've got to take what they give you. It's just hard to run against. They're bigger, much bigger, and they got more numbers in there. Tough to play call when you have very little that you've been able to do. 2nd and 6. Tight end is the up back. Run Martin right. Defense waits on him and puts him down after a short gain of 2. I mean, they just have a shirt waiting for him as he gets the handle. They got the numbers, don't they, Phil?
They've definitely got the numbers. And I'm really not certain, why they don't try to throw the quick passing game against all those people.
2-yard gain. 3rd and 4 at the 40 of St. Aug. So we approach 3 minutes to play in the third quarter. St. Aug leading at 28-16 over Rummel. Twin receivers right, a single receiver left. Avrard, the snap. Gonna run Martin inside. He's hit, immediately shook one tackle. Gets about 3, but he's short, and it's 4th and 1, and Rummel's going to have to go for it.
They have to go for this. But again, they ran that play right into the
right at it.
linebacker.
Right to the blitz.
Right at it.
Ends up being a run blitz.
Exactly.
Very much so. So it's 4th and 1 of the St. Aug 37, and huge play here for both teams.
Maybe go freeze, try and get him to jump, and then run a play.
Maybe so, or line up under center and try to
They
sneak it.
All close to the line of scrimmage.
The whole team except for a single high safety. On 4th and 1, Avrard will get under center.
Linebackers are coming.
Takes the snap, he drops the ball. So that'll be sneaking it forward somehow. Maybe getting it is Martin, and how did that happen? Ball was fumbled on the snap. Martin picked it up. He dove ahead, and he got the first down. How about that? Heads up play by Martin. He gets 2 yards.
Heads up that he found the ball. I mean, that's amazing.
How ugly is that?
Sometimes better to be lucky than good.
Yeah, I think I've said that sometime before. And when you're really good, you're good and you're lucky. Good play by Martin. Little luck there for Rummel. 1st and 10 at the 35 of the Purple Knights.
Here comes the back.
Counter play right, and he's going to be hit for a loss. I mean, you just don't have time to do that against the blitz. Taylor hit for a loss.
Well, they're blitzing just about every play.
Every play.
And they apparently, St. Aug has confidence in their corners that they're going to lock down whoever Rummel puts out there at receiver. But they're going to have to throw the football.
Well, the other part of that is Ramirez is out of the game right now. Remember, he got nicked up on the previous series, and he's not in. And he's their best guy. 2nd and 11 at the 36. There's that as well. Avrard under center. Takes the snap, wants to throw it. He's going to lob it up deep for Berg. No chance. Threw it out of bounds. It's 3rd and 11.
They had the defensive end coming right in Avrad's face that time, which made him hurry the throw.
Just a straight go route. Nothing doing. They're still trying to get Ramirez stretched out on the sideline. And they really miss him. He's been their top receiver all year long. And he's out. 20 catches on the year, but he's not in the game and not coming back soon, being stretched out on the sideline on the ground. 3rd and 11. Taylor, the running back, snap it. Avrard wants to throw it. Does to Taylor in the flat. 40, 35, fights through a tackle. Good hard run. Gets down inside the 30 to about the 27. Got about 9, but he's still short by a couple yards, and they've got to go for it again.
Well, even getting the ball in the flat there, Eric, they gave him a chance. Okay, I mean, make the guy miss, and you're going to get some positive yards.
So 4th down for the Raiders. 2 yards to go at the 27. They're going for it. One more time. Running back remains Taylor. Tight end slotted right side of the field. Snap it, run it inside, shook a tackle, fights forward, got the push, got the first down. That's just really good hard running by Taylor. So Norman Taylor, the sophomore, showing some really good leg drive on 2 straight plays. He gets a first down to about the 22-yard line.
I tell you what, he's a good-looking back.
And that'll be the end of the third quarter, so hold it right there. At the end of 28-16, St. Aug on top. Back in a moment here on 106.1 FM Nash Icon and at NashFM1061.com.
You wouldn't want your favorite sports team to play only offense or defense, so when it comes
quarter begins. Rummel first and 10 at the St. Aug 21. We'll check in with Matt first opportunity here. Raiders trailing the Purple Knights 28-16 here in this District 9 5A contest. Rummel with receivers twins left, single right. Taylor stays in the game at running back. And he'll get the call inside, and he'll get very short yardage. A yard to the 20, and it's 2nd and 9.
They are really pinching down inside the linemen for St. Aug's defense. They are really going hard inside.
And the way they're blitzing inside, maybe if you tried a little quick pitch to the outside, I mean, just something quick. That's easy for me to say. I mean, it's hard to call plays when defense is this good against you. And it's 2nd and 9 at the 20.
They're playing strictly man right now.
All across the board.
Look at them. Middle's wide open.
Avrard under center, the snap, fakes it, rolls right under pressure. He throws to the outside. Touchdown! Touchdown, Raiders, Evan Berg. 20-yard touchdown pass, perfectly thrown by Avrard. Great catch on the hands by Berg, and here come the Raiders as Rummel cuts into it. It's 28-22.
They were in straight man-to-man there. Nobody in the middle of the field, but a beautiful post-corner route by Berg to get open, and a great throw, too, by Avrard.
20 yards. Berg with his 3rd catch of the game. 49 yards, and now the extra point by Wallace. Snap is good, spot is good, kick is up, it's high, and it is true. Timeout on the field. 11:13 to play. St. Augustine 28, Rummel 23. Back in a moment with Raider football on 106.1 FM Nash Icon and also at CrescentCitySports.com. Wallace to kick it off for Rummel. Long approach, hits it high, hits it deep, and this is going to be into the end zone, a touchback. So St. Aug will start at the 20-yard line. Purple Knights did not have anyone deep there.
And that's where you have a verbal call from the sideline to check, too, where you have a giant void in the field where you just pop it up, let it bounce at between the 30 and 20 away from the single returner, and you go get it and fall on it.
They would. St. Aug was set up for an onside kick, so they didn't even have the return on.
St. Aug starts from its 20 with 11:13 to play in the game, 28-23. Purple Knights on top. Cooper the snap. Runs Langford, broke 2 tackles, continues to fight forward and gets 6, maybe 7 on the play. So he fought forward, and that's Sparrow on the tackle. He was trying to strip the ball.
He broke about 2 tackles right there at the line of scrimmage to get a nice gain. Rummel's got to tackle better.
2nd and 4 at the 26.
One from St. Aug is hurt.
So he lays down. And with that, let's check in with Matt Sims on the Raiders sideline. Rummel hanging tough, Matt, aren't the Raiders?
Yeah, they are, Ken. You're seeing they're playing much better here in the second half following that touchdown. That was the most energy on the Rummel sideline I've seen all game going into first down on that play. But you're seeing the heat begin to take a toll. Ruben, Sparrow both dealing with cramps. Also, it appears to be what Langford's dealing with for St. Aug. So this fourth quarter is going to be interesting because it's going to truly be a war of attrition and see which team can hold up the most, because it has been a hot day. You guys haven't got to feel it because you're in the nice, cozy press box, but I'm down here sweating with these guys as well.
Somebody's got to do it.
So someone's got to do it, that's so right. It might as well be Matt. That's all right. And that's again the 6. And Langford, again, he's been their attack. 171 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. And he's limping off, and I think it's cramps, as Matt mentioned.
You know, it's got to be. You know, you run that much and that long, that far, believe me, it's got to be cramps on a day like today.
So now it's a matter of how soon he can get back, because he's been huge for them. They have to go without him. 2nd and 3 at the 27-yard line. We have 10:53 to play in the game. And St. Augustine leads Rummel 28-23. Twin receivers right, a single receiver to the left side of the field. New setback in the game. Cooper calls for the ball, is going to give it to that setback. Bounced it outside, gets a yard or 2. It's going to be 3rd down and about 1, as the carry was by Tyler Hayes, his 2nd carry of the game.
A good job by the Rummel defense right there.
Well, here's a big play, 3rd and 1. Can Rummel get a big stop here? If they can get their offense back on the field right away, could be good, but it's a 3rd and 1 situation. St. Aug's run it very well. Quick snap, run it right, 1st down. Flag down, though, so hold everything. It's a gain of 2. It'll be a 1st down, but we'll have to check the flag.
Holding their face mask.
Waiting on the call.
St. Aug.
He had the 1st down, across the 30, but this is going to be holding against the Purple Knights. So the football will be spotted at the 19, a 10-yard penalty. And now it's 3rd and 11. Makes it a passing down. 7th penalty, 78 yards on the Purple Knights. Now 3rd and 11. Hayes still the running back. Twin receivers right, a single receiver to the left. Single high safety for Rummel. Quick snap. Cooper with time. Cooper, lots of time. Throws, incomplete. High pass.
That ball
Oh, they're going to call a flag on Sparrow for what? All he did was hit his shoulder pad. Did you see that? That's going to be a 15-yard penalty on Rummel and a 1st down.
Wow.
And I just didn't see that at all.
That ball was so uncatchable.
Well, it doesn't matter. He just hit his shoulder pad.
I mean, that's...
And they call a 15-yard penalty on Rummel, and that's the biggest call of the game. 15 yards, 1st down, St. Aug. That's 6 penalties, 59 yards on Rummel. And that's a drive changer, maybe a game changer. Stay tuned. With the momentum, it clearly shifted the other way, but that changes everything. 1st and 10 of the 34. I mean, he hit him on the shoulder pad after the pass was incomplete. Wasn't sure if it was complete, right? Quick snap. Going to run it left and stop short. No gain on the play. And that is Moses Gray with his 2nd carry of the game. And he's tackled by Greg Jones. So Gray, no gain. 2nd and 10 at the 34. Cooper in shotgun. 3-man defensive front. Takes the snap. Throws it to the outside. That's caught. Out of bounds near the 40. So the catch made out there by Josh Jackson, his 3rd catch of the game. And we'll have a 3rd down coming up. 3rd and about 4.
Rummel defense needs to get off of the field. They need to make a big play right here.
3rd and 5 at the 39-yard line. Cooper to throw. It's wide open. Caught 1st down. Across the 45 out to the 48-yard line. Popping wide open on the play was Hubert Kalist. And a 1st down, Purple Knights, as they extend the chains, extend the drive. Kalist gets it to the 47-yard line, a gain of 8.
Haven't thrown to the tight ends very much today, but that was a big play, big first down for him.
First down run coming to the right side. It's wide open. Gray across the 50 to the Rummel 48. Picked up 5. It looked like it might get more, guys.
It looked like he had a chance, but got closed in a hurry.
And Gray gets 5, and it's 2nd down and 7 at the Rummel 48. Clock under 9 minutes to play now. 28-23, Purple Knights on top. At the Rummel 48-yard line, 2nd and 5. Quick snap. Run it inside. Big hole. Wide open. 45-40. First down. Down about the Rummel 36. That looked like the touchdown play. It just popped wide open inside.
And right now it looks like Rummel's defense is very tired. They're not getting off the blocks very quickly, and they just look like they're tired.
St. Aug's going tempo.
Yeah, continue tempo on a first down play. Faking Cooper. Wants to throw. He looks, he throws outside. Incomplete. Incomplete at about the 20-yard line. Trying to fit it in between the two defenders. It was Cooper, and that one falls incomplete, and it's 2nd and 10. Second and 10 at the Rummel 35 for St. Aug. 8:30 to play. Take the snap. Going to run it inside zone. Play nothing. Maybe fell forward for a yard. Gray. Sparrow back in, made the tackle. He makes a difference when he's in the game.
He definitely makes a difference. He is a force out there on the Rummel defense.
Gain of 1. It's 3rd and a long 9 here at the Rummel 34. It's 4-down territory. Cooper will line up with 3 wideouts left. Single receiver to the right. Cooper the snap. Cooper is going to be hit for a loss. Tried to hand it off, and the penetration was severe. And decking him in the backfield, that was Langford back in the game who took the handoff, but he's drilled by Chance Joseph for a loss back to the 39, and it's 4th down.
Had a blitz on, and nobody picked him up. Now you got a 4th down.
At the 39, 4th and 14, this becomes the play of the game. They're going for it. 7:30 and counting to play. 4th down and 14, Purple Knights at the Raider 39. Cooper in shotgun. Takes a quick snap. They're going to quick kick it. And it's going to bounce inside the 10. Great punt. Inside the 5. It'll be down at the 1, I believe.
I think it's touchback.
I think it's a touchback. I think it got into the end zone.
It did. It did.
One official waved touchback. The other one says 1, and now they're going to talk it over. The one on the far side said touchback. The one on the near side said 1 yard line. So which is it?
If the ball crossed the plane, it's a touchback.
They're still talking. And now still talking, and they're pointing at the 1 yard line. They're going to put the ball at the 1 yard line, guys. So this turns out to be an unbelievably effective quick kick. Now they're still conferring. The official closest to it on the far side, you saw him right away. He signaled touchback. But then the other official on the inside said, no, I got it at the 1, and then the referee just pointed to the 1 yard line. And now they're all conferring, and this is a gigantic call. Either way, we have 7:14 to play in the game. 28-23 St. Augustine. Long discussion here. Touchback. They changed it.
It looked that way from here.
It did.
We don't have the best vantage point, but it just looked like the body language of the gunner for St. Augustine that he carried the ball into the end zone, breaking the plane before he threw it back.
Well, the Rummel defense gets off the field. Need to get some fluids and be ready to play again. And now it's on the Rummel offense to try to get something done here. They drove 45 yards for a score last time they had a converted 4th down twice. They need to be sharp again. Martin is the running back. Avrard in shotgun. Twin receivers left, single right. Ramirez has not returned to the game for Rummel. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line. Again, 7:14 left to play in the game. 28-23 Purple Knights on top. Avrard surveys. Under center the snap. Wants to throw. Looks to throw the slant. Intercepted. Intercepted at the 35. Back to the 30. Back to the 25-20. 15-10. 5 touchdown. 35-yard interception return for a touchdown. Might be the kill shot for St. Aug. And that is Michael Malone, it appeared. And the officials are having a discussion on the field. Maybe a post-interception penalty coming.
The ball was slightly underthrown. The defensive back just undercut it and made a nice pick and took it to the house.
Personal foul on St. Aug, but I think it's post-possession. And the Rummel turnover is brutal at the wrong time for Rummel. Great play by Malone. All the credit in the world. The interception's going to stand. And now the Rummel defense will be put in a very difficult situation. Ball's going to be put down at the 29 of Rummel with 6:59 to play in the game. And St. Aug with a chance to put it away here with a score. Raiders had avoided a turnover up until this point. Said before the game they had to win the turnover game and they had to win the kicking game. Snap it, run it inside, big hole, 25, 24, maybe the 23. Langford back in there, tackled by Davis.
Yeah, the defense really had a good series last time against when Rummel and St. Aug had the ball, and now they really put it back out there in a hurry. So go really test their character, believe me.
2nd and 5 at the 24. Snap it. Run Langford, but the
motion penalty.
Motion against St. Aug will cost him 5 and make it 2nd and 10. And our coverage on Crescent City Sports brought to you by Metairie Bank. And Metairie Bank, your success is personal to us. We've always been the biggest advocates for our customers and the community. Memorial Bank, locally owned and operated, built on the time-tested foundation of the relationships and trust. Visit MetairieBank.com to learn more. Metairie Bank, member FDIC. 2nd and 10 at the 29 after the penalty, the 8th on St. Aug for 83 yards. Snap it. Wants to throw it. Cooper does. Wide open. Caught at the 25. Upended at the 23. With the catch for St. Aug was number 19, Hubert Kalist, making his 3rd catch of the game.
Tell you
at the 22-yard line, a gain of 7.
That is a nice tight end right there.
You think? They got a lot of nice size players. I mean, really good-looking team. 3rd down. And now it'll be 4th and 1 after the run by Langford for 2 yards. 4th and 1 at the 20. This is really the ball game. Quick snap, and before they could get it off, Rummel called the timeouts. It's a good timeout for the Raiders to get set with what they like to do here and to get a blow and to get some water. So timeout Rummel. They'll have 2 left. 5:49 to play. And it's 28-23 St. Aug. And the Purple Knights play a 4th and 1 at the Rummel 20-yard line. Well, this is where you sell out, right? Sell out blitz here.
You've got to attack all the gaps, and you got to squeeze it to the inside because you cannot allow. 1 yard, Rummel can stop them, I promise you.
All about survival here.
This drive for the Purple Knights that started at the plus 29, the only Purple Knight drive in 10 drives this game in Rummel territory.
So at the 21, officially, it's 4th down and a yard. Not the 20, I should say, 4th and a yard. Need the 19 for a 1st down. That's an interesting stat. Eric, I just think if you're Rummel, you got to sell out here. And if they decide to throw it, so be it, right?
Yeah.
4th down and 1 at the Rummel 25, 49 to play. Purple Knights up by 5. Trying to close it out here. Rummel has other ideas. We'll see who wins on this down. Langford is the running back. He's been terrific. Star of the game for sure. Shotgun formation. Rummel jumps. Well, that'll do it. So 5-yard penalty and a 1st down St. Aug, and that might do it right there.
Well, what do you tell the kids, Eric, all the time? Those 4th down,
all key.
Offsides. Okay.
And you come out of a timeout.
That's right.
Just lacking discipline there. 5-yard penalty. 1st down Purple Knights, and now they can not only run clock, but they can in the red zone to try to put this game away, essentially. At the Rummel 15. Snap it, run it inside. Langford stops, short gain. Might have gotten a yard. I'll tell you, he's played good. Greg Jones, sophomore linebacker for Rummel, has had a good game. Makes another tackle there.
Rummel still got a couple of timeouts left, but this is a huge series right here that Rummel needs to stop.
2nd and 9 of the 14 after the gain of 1. 5:18 and counting to play. St. Aug taking its time. Snap it, run Langford right. Langford tackled. Maybe a yard, but probably no gain. It's Darius Davis, who's had a good game for Rummel as well. So it's 3rd down and 9 yards to go. No gain on the play. Now do they throw it? 3rd down at the 14, 9 yards to go, 4:55 to play. Another big down here. Because then it would be a decision to be made for St. Aug. Instructions given. Shotgun formation. Cooper playing for the running back. Takes the snap, fakes it, throws the slant, caught, and that's a 3-2-1 touchdown. Touchdown, Purple Knights. That could do it. Well executed play. Cooper to Karaj Johnson on the quick slant, 14 yards and a touchdown, and the Purple Knights open up a 34-23 lead.
I guess you should have been expecting that because Rummel had stopped him the first couple of times, but St. Aug has so many weapons they can come back and throw the ball. They get great receivers. Quarterback has a great arm and they get good protection. So
Karaj Johnson, the son of former St. Aug head coach David Johnson of Florida State, makes the touchdown catch, maybe the game winner. Extra point good. Keep it here, 4:33 to play. St. Augustine 35, Rummel 23. Well executed play there.
very well executed.
Well done.
Celebrating their 50th year reunion this year, and the class of 1997 celebrating 25 years. Also,
So 35-23.
the number 7
Raiders trailing the Purple Knights with 4:33 to play in the game.
at St. Augustine High School. Come out and see the excitement is about at 2600.
And St. Aug to kick it off. That drive started way back at the Rummel 29, remember? It started back at the St. Aug 20, Rummel 29. But again, they had the false start they overcame, then Rummel had the big penalty. Off the turnover, which obviously was the difference. Kickoff toward the sideline out of bounds. So, that's probably better off for St. Aug, Eric.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Just give them the ball at the 35. It's the worst Rummel's had it.
And you know what? Might want to think about making them kick it again.
Well, if you're Rummel, I agree with you.
I agree with you.
Nothing comes off the clock.
Make them kick it again.
And I think that's what Rummel's doing, and that's the right move to make. A well-coached team. That's the only negative about kicking it out of bounds. Now, obviously, many teams will just take it in that situation, but in this situation, given the way the kicking game is gone, you make them kick it again. Today's coverage on Crescent City Sports is brought to you by the Lamarck Motor Company in Kenner. Lamarck Quick Lane services all makes and models, batteries, tires, oil changes, and more. All done quickly while you enjoy some popcorn. Must be a reason. So they'll do it again from the 35, Phil.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Most of the time, like Eric said, they take it on 35, but this situation, I think Rummel is wise to make them kick it over.
Excellent crowd on hand for St. Aug homecoming, as you expect, on this beautiful afternoon in New Orleans. Should be a little cooler next week. Rummel has a short week, has to play on Friday night against Brother Martin at Strawberry Stadium. Should have that one for you on CrescentCitySports.com. One more time, Oliver Goodwin to kick it off. It's on the ground. Missed by the short man.
Out of bounds.
Once again, out of bounds. So again, out of bounds goes the kick. Now you lose 5 seconds off the clock. If the ball wasn't touched, that shouldn't have been the case. Eric?
Well,
Not sure if he touched it.
The ball may have been touched and it goes out of bounds. If that's the case, they got to take it where
They got to take it where it goes.
Yep.
And that's what the discussion is. So they're saying it was touched based on the clock, or you wouldn't have 5 seconds off the clock. That's my point that I made.
Yeah. And the white hat there has the best view from being behind. He can see, and if he did touch it, he'll roll it again. But it looks like Rummel's kickoff return team is coming back out.
But they're on the wrong side of the field, right? Okay, now I see what's happening. They are going to make a move it back. No, they're on the right side of the field. It's just that the field's getting shorter and shorter because now the kickoff's going to be from the 30.
Yeah.
But the clock lost 5 seconds. That should not be the case. That clock should be restored to 4:33, which it was, and it's at 4:28, and that's a mistake.
Yeah.
If the ball's not touched, you can't take time off the clock.
That is correct.
The clock does not start until the ball's touched, and 5 seconds have expired off the clock.
I don't know if anybody down there saw that.
Well, I mean, it's obvious.
To us. Yeah. But this might be the first time I've seen.
Yeah, they're letting them know.
I think that's what they're telling them right now. It should be 4:33 on the clock, guys. That's what it was off the dead ball, but they haven't changed the clock. Again, the ball must be touched for the clock to start. Official's looking that way. You can see he's looking at the scoreboard, isn't he? That's what he's doing.
Waiting for somebody to change it.
I think that's what we're doing here. There it is, 4:33.
Go. There you go.
Hate to say I'm right, but
Good job there, Kenny. I'm sure Coach Monica appreciates that.
well, I just think that it's fairness. You're just trying to get it right.
Let's see if he can keep one in bounds.
Well, let's see what happens here. Here's the kick. Again, it's going to bounce. And short man can't field it. St. Aug recovers. Game over. So St. Aug recovers the kick. And this one's over.
Wow.
At the Rummel 48-yard line with 4:27 to play. And if Rummel was going to have any chance in this game, they're going to have to play well. And they simply have not played well. Nick Monica said it at the half, and it's not been much better in the second half. And against a better team, you're not going to get out alive in that situation. And again, just unable to handle the ball. St. Aug has it at the Rummel 47 with 4:27 to play. Purple Knights can put this on ice. You would expect they'd just run the ball here, and they've run it very successfully. At this point, it's just a matter of what the final score will be. Barring a colossal mistake. Snap it. They're going to throw the ball. Amazingly. Going to throw it to the outside and caught. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown St. Aug. So touchdown Purple Knights. They weren't going to sit on it by any stretch of the imagination. And a touchdown Purple Knights. That's Brandon Sterling, the tight end. The senior catches it. 47 yards in the score, and it's 41-23.
Looked like Stamps was going to undercut it and pick it first.
It looked like he was trying to do that.
Yeah, that would have been big for the Raiders if he could have done that.
Puts Cooper over 209 yards passing with 2 touchdowns. Now is Sterling. Comes the latest player to make a play for the Purple Knights. 47-yard touchdown. The Purple Knights are going to break this 5-game losing streak against Rummel this afternoon. Extra point is up, and it is good. 4:11 to play. Purple Knights increase the lead to 42-23 on a 47-yard touchdown pass after Rummel can't handle the kickoff.
Big plays toward the end. I think when you're a tired defense, sometimes get big plays on you. You don't have the bounce in your step that you had. And let's face it, the Rummel defense was on the field a long time today.
I mean, the St. Augustine football team is enormously talented. If they can try to find a semblance of a kicking game, this team can go a long way. They've got size, they've got speed, they've got depth, they've got just a host of athletes. They're huge and just very, very impressive looking football team. But they've got to get better at this aspect of the game.
Kenny, going back over the history, and you're a history buff also, how many times if St. Aug had a kicker would they have won state championships?
Yeah. I'll talk to my friend Tony Villegas about that.
I mean, it's a
42-23, St. Aug, 4:11 to play, waiting for the ensuing kickoff. long time to finally kick this away. They do. Again, short. It's bouncing. It's going out of bounds again. I think we've seen this before. So you make them kick it again or what?
I'd take it.
At this point, you take it at 35.
I wouldn't make them kick it again. Not after I fumbled.
Seen enough of that, right? You couldn't handle it. Amazing.
They're going to make them kick it again.
Yeah, I mean, look, I get it. They're looking for any kind of way to get the ball in better shape here.
And one of the best ways to get an explosive play here is on a kick return.
Right. Well, Cyril Crutchfield was the head coach at St. Augustine, and when he was at Port Sulphur, South Plaquemine, he onside kicked every time. So
right.
If you cannot kick the ball effectively and you're really good across the board otherwise, it might not be a terrible strategy.
Yeah,
but
the only problem is making them kick it over. You know, you could fumble it again.
And I'm not sure why this is taking so long. They need a kicking ball. Okay, they didn't have a kicking ball. And the ball's still teed up at the 40. They got to move it back, guys.
Eric, when you kicked, did you have a kicking ball?
I did.
There you go.
I remember one time they wouldn't allow it in, and they had a brand spanking new orange ball lining up for a field goal against Walker in the playoffs at Berman. And I was yelling at the manager and lost focus. I made it, but I didn't hit it well, and that was the reason why. And then now you get your guys, hey guys, get brand spanking new balls out of the box and practice kicking those, because if an officiating crew doesn't let the ball in, you got to kick the ball that's out there.
That's right.
So one more time, they'll kick it off, this time from the 35. Can somebody field the ball here? It's fielded cleanly at the 36, across the field to the 40, to the 45, to the St. Aug line, and drilled hard out of bounds is the return man, Lester Johnson. So 4:03 to play. Rummel gets the ball right at midfield, trailing by 19. Obvious passing situation. St. Augustine knows that. They're not going to change anything.
Nope.
They'll keep playing everybody tight, physical, and they'll get after the passer.
One thing about football games, they always said that there's like 5 big plays in the game that make the difference whether you win or you lose, especially in close games. And we saw that today. I mean, a couple of passes, turnover, those kind of things just turned the whole game around.
Midfield with 4:03 to play. Avrard in shotgun. Takes the snap, rolls right. Heavy pressure, throws it. Diving effort made by Ramirez, but incomplete. Well, it's good to see Ruben back in the game.
Yeah, it is. It really is. And certainly needed him, a couple series ago. They were driving the ball.
Shout out to the class of 2002, and they celebrate 20 years graduation.
So it's second down and 10 at midfield. That play took 8 seconds off the clock. Twin receivers right, Ramirez on the outside, twin receivers left. Blitz coming. Avrard has to get rid of it. He doesn't. He's hit, he fumbles. And who's got it? I think Rummel got it back. Well, you've got to see that coming, especially when it's in your line of vision. No chance to hold the ball there. He did. He got hit hard, fumbled. Rummel recovers. Sack number 3 for St. Aug.
Yeah, that was a blindside right there. That's a tough one. You're hanging in there long enough to try to make a good throw, and you get hit. But you got to have it. What do they call it there? The clock in your head.
That's it.
Knowing, hey, it's about time to get rid of it.
Third and 25.
No chance for long developing plays. Not with the blitzes all day. Third down and a long, long way to go. Third and 20 yards to go. Low snap. Has to get rid of it. Does in a flat. Incomplete. That's been ugly. They haven't been able to complete that all day. Yeah. So it's 4th down and 20, and Rummel should just punt the ball here.
Yeah, you're better off punting, hoping he fumbles it, than trying to go for it.
Well, you're not going to make 4th and 20. That's for sure. So they will punt it. And this has been an aspect of the game where they've struggled today as well. Schedule got a lot tougher, but that 1-point loss to Scotlandville really took some starch out of this football team. It looked good early in the season. Snap it. Punt is away. It's high. It's a pretty good-looking punt. Fair catch call for it, taken. At about the 23-yard line with 2:54 to play, Purple Knights get it back, leading 42-23. So it'll be the 23-yard line. And I'm not going to say they're going to run the ball here, right? I don't know.
Well,
I have no idea.
Try to get out of here and be thankful for the win.
Got enough points for sure.
We'll see.
Don't know. Looks like some changes in the backfield for St. Augustine. Looks like Vashon Coulon is in the game, the quarterback.
Look like they've
and
got
Moses Gray is a running back.
They've got the young kids.
They got some youngsters in there now.
Well, they're not as big as the others were.
So Vashon Coulon is the quarterback. Takes the snap, runs Gray to the right. Lost the ball. Moses Gray fumbles. Rummel recovers. At about the St. Aug 17-yard line, the recovery made by Chance Joseph. So how about that?
Pretty amazing. We've seen a lot of things in this game.
Strange stuff. So Joseph recovers at the 17. Second turnover for the Purple Knights. They're just trying to run the clock out. Fumble the ball.
They were just trying. Yeah, they were just trying to run. Sometimes that's what's happened when you put backups in. They've been sitting over there the whole time and not expecting to play. Then all of a sudden they get in. They're not ready.
At the St. Aug 17, Rummel gets it back, trailing by 19. Twin receivers left, single to the right. Avrard lines up under center. Takes the snap, blitz is on. He rolls away from one guy. He's going to have to just heave it. He does. Incomplete. Toward the corner, well-covered receiver. But, I mean, he did an amazing job just to avoid getting sacked immediately there. Because you're trying to run play fake bootleg, and by the time you play fake with the blitz, the guy's in your face.
And that hadn't been very successful for the
they're not buying it at all. They're just pinning their ears back and coming, knowing.
If you had a good running game and you faked it over there, they might all suck over there. But, hey, now they're just playing pass.
2nd and 10 of the 17. Stops the clock with 2:36 to play. Avrard wants to throw. He does. Caught by Ramirez. Fighting. Able to get to about the 11. Rubin picks up 6. Always competes hard. It's 3rd and 4. So 3rd and 4 after the gain of 6. 10th completion by Avrard in the game. Ramirez with his 3rd catch, but only 13 yards. 3rd and 4 at the 11. Clock down to 2 minutes and counting. Snap it, fake it, throw it, incomplete, not close. Looking for the slant. It's a good thing it was off the mark because St. Aug had it completely covered. And now 4th down and 4, last chance for Rummel at the 11-yard line. They've tried that slant many times here.
So many slants. How about a little slant fade?
Sluggo, maybe? Or
slant fade is a good call there.
So 4th and 4 at the St. Aug 11. With the receiver to either side. Avrard, the snap. Blitz on. He throws over the middle, and that's incomplete. Couldn't catch it. And the ball goes over on downs to St. Aug. Again, tried the short slant. Might have had the other receiver in the deeper position there who looked to be open, but did not look that way. Made up his mind to go early. Did, and you can understand that with the pressure he's had all afternoon long.
Yeah, he hadn't been able to set his feet a lot of times when he's been throwing, that's for sure.
So St. Aug gets it back at its own 11 with 1:46 to play, and they'll try to run it out again. And we'll see if they can have success this time. I mean, you could take a knee at this point.
They should take knees here.
But they put the starting quarterback back in, Cooper, so wasn't happy with what he saw. Nick Foster. Snap it, just run it right with Langford. And he's going to be stopped short. No gain, 2nd and 10. Big game for Langford. 175 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns. From the 11, should let the play clock run down here. They got all kinds of time on it. They're already at the line of scrimmage. They don't huddle, though. That's the whole thing.
No.
I mean, that's where you'd want to huddle.
He's watching it now.
Just standing at the line of scrimmage and letting it run down. They'll have to snap it a couple of times more to run this clock out. 42-23 St. Augustine on their way to convincing win here this afternoon. Run it right, short gain, a yard or two. That'll
One more play.
get you one more play as Langford able to get forward to the 13 for 2. It's third down. So this will be the last play of the game. And takes the snap, gives it off, running right. Langford dives to about the 15, and that will do it. So the St. Augustine Purple Knights have finished off the Archbishop Rummel Raiders by the score of 42-23 to make it a happy homecoming here for the Purple Knights this afternoon. Clearly the better side throughout this game, guys.
Yes, no doubt. I mean, their talent level is so much, above Rummel's right now. I thought Rummel did a good job of trying to hang in there, but they had to do everything right. Whenever you have to play a game and you can't make any mistakes because the other team is so much more talented, I guarantee you it's going to be a difficult win. And but Rummel was in there right to the end, so they, had that little interception that took them out of it. But for the most part, it was a well played game by St. Aug.
No doubt. They were just clearly the better side. As mentioned, the one aspect of the game they just have to work on is their kick game. That's got to be something that St. Augustine must get better at and significantly better in time because they're just not – it's not good enough. I mean, they've got to be better in that regard. They do everything right otherwise. So really good stuff by St. Aug. And Matt Sims is corralling Nick Foster as we speak. So, Matt, go right ahead. Take it away, Matt. Go right ahead.
Hey, guys, I'm here with winning head coach Nick Foster. And first of all, Coach, a solid 48 minutes from your team. You guys really controlled the line of scrimmage, offensively and defensively. And for you guys, you break the losing streak to Rummel. You guys got to feel good about that, especially on homecoming.
It feels great to come out and get like you said, a dominant win up front. That's really the backbone of our team, the O-line and D-line. So whenever we got to put them on the front line, we feel confident.
Yeah, one of the things we noticed throughout the night was that you stacked the box and that you consistently seem to be blitzing them, even on plays where, they might have been able to set up a play fake. Was there something that you guys saw that made you confident that you could load up the box like that and blitz them and still be successful to ward off, a play fake or some kind of slant pass over the middle?
We noticed in their offense they like to run a lot of quick game with slants and basically run the ball. So we was going to try to force them to make the hard plays downfield just to make them stretch it vertically. And like you said, you don't have enough time once we sit in a 6-man pressure.
The one thing I think you could say went wrong for the team today was penalties. You guys got yourself in a hole to start the game with the fumbled snap in the end zone, and then the instant kick gave them a short field. But you bounced back from that, and you fought through it, and your playmakers still made plays to help you overcome that. What do you guys got to do to clean this up going into the final 2 games of the season over these next 3 weeks?
Definitely penalties, but also our special team and really winning the hidden yardage in the game. We was able to flip the field a little bit second half, but first half we were playing all behind our 50. But like you said, it's an adverse game. That's Rummel. Coach Monica going to always have them together. They're going to fight. It's a scrappy bunch. So whenever we face an adversity, Purple Knight football, that's what we do. We fight through it.
Congratulations to you, and congratulations especially on homecoming night.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Power.
Back up to you guys.
All right, Matt, great job. Thank you, and thanks to Nick Foster as well. 42-23 win for St. Aug. Let's take a timeout. Back in a moment here on 106.1 FM Nash Icon and at CrescentCitySports.com.
William Vanderbrook and Company.